I'm in the world, but not of it. I praise God every day and I love it. I say what I want and I say what they want. I stand for the truth and what's right and they don't. Life is simple, it's no puzzle. Common sense will tell you not to wear a muzzle. Fear no evil, trust no people. When in doubt, shout, I'm a believer. I fear no man, though the world is broken. God, shine your light on me. I fear no man, though the world is broken. God, shine your light on me.
I offend everybody, the left, right, in the middle. Blame my parents because I've been this way since I was little. It used to be normal, now everybody praying to crystals. No wonder why it's so easy for the devil to trick you. They treat you like dogs, hitting muzzles all on your faces, forcing kids to wear them in schools. Doesn't this seem outrageous? They ban Bible scriptures on TikTok.
Let's go to Target! Let's go to Target! PlayStations! Let's go to Target!
I'm in the world, but not of it. I praise God every day and I love it. I say what I want and I say what they want. I stand for the truth and what's right and they don't. Life is simple, it's no puzzle. Common sense will tell you not to wear a muzzle. Fear no evil, trust no people. When in doubt, shout, I'm a believer. I fear no man, though the world is broken. God, shine your light on me. I fear no man, though the world is broken. God, shine your light on me.
I offend everybody, the left, right, in the middle. Blame my parents because I've been this way since I was little. It used to be normal, now everybody praying to crystals. No wonder why it's so easy for the devil to trick you. They treat you like dogs, hitting muzzles all on your faces, forcing kids to wear them in schools. Doesn't this seem outrageous? They ban Bible scriptures on TikTok.
Let's go to Target! Let's go to Target! PlayStations! Let's go to Target!
Unmute, check. Transition, check. It's Monday night, check. Come here, Echo. Good morning. Hello. Hola. Greetings and salutations. How's everybody doing today? Are we live? Yeah. Cool. All right, it's Monday night. What we got tonight? We got a little show. Monday night, kicking the week off right. Dreadedconservative show. Monday night, 6 p.m. Mountain Time, as always. What's the show about tonight? What are we talking about? Trump's fine is dropped. $550 million fine. Gone. Just like that, it's gone. They can't fine a good man. They can't hold a good man down. Fine's gone. New York civil fraud. Fine. Gone. $550 million. You ain't getting it. We'll talk about that. Then we got some socio-cultural issues. Socio-cultural issues. Look at this Cracker Barrel thing. compare all the old Cracker Barrel logos. Look at the new CEO. What's she all about? What's she all about? And $100 million in stock value lost in a day. And then some urban adventuring. We're gonna adventure into the urban world. Raja Jackson, Rampage Jackson's son, beat the hell out of a guy. Beat him within an inch of his life. Attempted murder. MMA gurus catching some backlash. They're saying he's racist. But he don't care. He's not apologizing. Let's go, guru. We'll look at the Raja Jackson incident. And then in rapid fire, I don't even got a whole bunch of rapid fire. I kind of have two of their own segments in rapid fire. The Salt Lake fire conspiracy. I say it could be a story in its own. It could be a whole segment of its own, but I put it in rapid fire because it's local news, and I don't know how valid my theory is yet. I don't even have a theory yet. But there's been crazy amounts of fire between Ogden, Provo, and Salt Lake City. Like structural fires, like apartment fires and house fires and business fires. Also some, some brush fires and we had a semi roll over on the highway and there was a huge fire on the highway, but that one's kind of not relevant, but a lot of weird structural fires going on, and a lot of citizens are concerned, and a lot of them are thinking there's some foul play afoot. Something strange is going on out here in Salt Lake City. And then we'll go to Florida. 813 to the 801. That's your boy. We'll go out to Florida, Tampa, St. Pete area, where they're erasing all of the rainbows off the road. Why are there rainbows in the road? Nobody fucking knows, but because I guess the streets are gay. They have to take the rainbows off the streets. And they say because it's a distraction to drivers and it's not good for visibility. We've had them there for 2 years. Tell us the truth. The reason we're taking the gayness out of the streets is because Trump is back in office. Has nothing to do with visibility of the roads. Were there just pileups there every day since you put it in? No. We just don't want gay in our streets. So those are things. Oh, and then the last segment, the Egyptology of Moses. If you watch Saturday, I talked a little bit about this with Freddie, but I'm going to play some videos for you. We're going to read this whole article. So, it's going to be kind of an information, a learning segment, because I want to read the whole thing. And so I'm going to read it with you guys. It's kind of long, but I'll try to read through it. Maybe I won't have time. We'll see what happens. But all that being said, let's get into it. All right. Oh, but to start first, every now and then I like to play some music of either some new music that I like or smaller, YouTube artists. I like to support their music and plug them and get it. I'm not doing anything to help Samson get out there. He's already way bigger than I could ever do to help him. But if you don't know who Samson is, you better know. So we're going to play a Samson song, a new song. It came out 6 days ago. I don't know why it took 6 days for it to pop up in my feed. It should have popped up immediately. YouTube should know me better by now. Come on, YouTube. What are you doing? But we're going to play this Samson song. And I think you guys might like it. It's called Immigration. It's long, and there's a lot of words, but try to pay attention, because it's good. All right, let's play a song before we get into the show.
Even as we are a nation of immigrants, we're also a nation of laws. Undocumented workers broke our immigration laws, and I believe that they must be held
called
accountable,
immigration. This is from Samson.
especially those who may be dangerous. That's why over the past 6 years, deportations of criminals are up 80%. And that's why we're going to keep focusing enforcement resources on actual threats to our security.
The mullet's gone. He cut the mullet. I cut the dreads. He cut the mullet. What's the world coming to?
If you're illegal, we don't fucking want you here. I don't care if you're brown or if you got blonde hair. I don't care what color you are, it's all the same. If you're as white as Elon or dark as Cobby Lame, you do it legal. And if you don't, get the fuck out. Rules keep our lives civilized, otherwise we bug out. If we don't vet citizens at the entrances, and it's a recipe for disaster. We can't just let anyone in, that's crazy. They ain't just grabbing random people. They ain't just driving around and packing vans with Latinos. This ain't a haphazard attack on the Latin scene. It's cracking down on those who came through a passage that was illegal. I don't see the issue, and most Mexicans don't either. It's always the younger crowd that's acting so eager. So fuck the kids, ask the parents what they see. If they're immigrants, I almost guarantee they disagree. See, there's no one more proud in this country than those who came to it and did it the legal way and made dough and attained the shit. Then they turn around and see this protest nonsense. All these posters for folks who didn't go through the process. My father-in-law came to this country with nothing, no money to his name, turned nothing to something. And when he sees these videos of all the sudden destruction, he looks me in the eyes and tells me that he's fucking disgusted. You'll never see him in that crowd. It's just a bunch of kids holding up fuck ICE signs, but they don't know what they did. They don't even know who the hell was detained, and if you asked them, I bet they couldn't even tell you their names. It's fucking insane. There's no sense to be had, no thought whatsoever, no direction or path. If you're protesting being sent back to your country, then why the fuck would you be holding up the Mexican flag? Explain it to me, cause really it doesn't make any sense to me. Who's the enemy? Your movement perplexes me. That's like breaking out of prison and going straight to the street and holding up a picket sign for the penitentiary. You know, I always been a firm believer in statistics. I always thought the numbers that you see are realistic, but I don't know. After the riots in LA, I think the unemployment rate is way higher than they say. Look at you fucks. Good heavens, Pete's sake. Y'all been out in these streets now for several weeks, man. Y'all just doing it to do it. You don't even care that much. You ain't doing it for the cause. You just there to tear shit up. And what the fuck's with all the white people up in the mix? My people always gotta have something to fix. Did you ever think for one split second they don't want you there and you're just getting in the way of what they're trying to accomplish here? Don't worry, you don't have to face it alone. If there's a racial issue, we'll make it our own. You think screaming at the cops at the top of your lungs is gonna make them have a change of heart and drop all their guns? Like a scrawny little long-haired bony fucking white dude is gonna say some profound shit to an ICE agent, and it's gonna make him change his mind about his occupation. Like, you know what? You're right, this is racist.
I'll get you a job. I'll get you a job, man. I can get you a job. I can get you a good paying job. I can get you a good paying job. Guns don't belong here. Put the gun down. I'll get you a job. You're fucking hired. Please, man.
Look, I ain't heartless. I know that there's a lot of anger and pain this causes. There's a lot of people that did no harm at all. But you gotta understand, dog, the law is the law. And breaking it with good intentions doesn't make it right. You ain't exempt from the consequences. You gotta pay the price. You should have thought twice before you did what you shouldn't. But I'm willing to bet that you knew the risk and you took it. And that's the problem. Why you came here in the first place. The fear of getting caught wasn't as worse as your birthplace. Just food for thought. Instead of trying to elude the law, maybe you should all be trying to solve the root cause. Why is it our duty to adjust our immigration? We ain't the ones to blame for the function of your nation. Instead of coming here and telling us we need to change, how about you try to start a movement in the country that you came from? I know what you're gonna say, that's a hard sell. Corruption in the government and plus the cartel, those are big issues, something we need to sift and get through. And I'd be more than happy if we helped fix it with you, but not like this. Not by taking down our borders, but by giving you what you need so you can salvage yours. Military support and economic assistance to go to war with the forces that's threatening y'all's existence. It wouldn't be that hard for us to chisel off a piece. Look up a chart, dog. I mean, we've almost given y'all the least. So fuck it, we're already stuck in debt with trillions. So what's it gonna hurt to spend a couple extra billion? Shit, in my eyes, helping our neighbors is critical. I'd rather give you residuals than Ukraine and Israel. We've given them hundreds of billions of dollars each, and you know how much we've given y'all?
3.
I ain't saying that you need it or to beg us for it. I'm just saying that we spend a lot and we could lend support. I'm all for helping out the country to the south of us, but politicians never put their money where their mouth is. They always say they care, but they never give a fuck. They just put a band-aid on the cut, but never stitch it up. Even if you make it here, it doesn't change the fact that the rest of your nation remains in chains and trapped. The Mexicans I talk to love their country deeply, even though growing up in that bitch wasn't easy. They're grateful for the opportunity that we provide, but they remember where they came from and they love to see it thrive. So while you're protesting, put that on your piece of paper. You want the US to help you make your country safer, but until then, if you're illegal, you can leave here. You don't want them there, and we don't want them here either.
Samson's a savage. Every song he drops is fire. He doesn't put them out like super frequently. He takes a lot of time and puts a lot of time into his songs and the lyrics, and the videos are always simple like that, but the lyrics are always crazy and, you know, social issues and things like that. If I move this, is okay. No. All right, let's get into this news. Not a whole lot of political stuff this week, but we will talk about this one story. Shocker. Appeals court throws out Trump's $500 million civil fraud penalty. Let's see what BBC has to say about it. An appeals court has thrown out a $500 million penalty that President Trump was ordered to pay in a New York civil fraud trial last year. Judge Arthur Engoron had ordered Trump to pay the fee for massively inflating the value of the Trump Organization's properties in order to secure favorable loans. In the lengthy ruling released on Thursday, judges on the New York... It's not his job to appraise his property. Gas for air on that rap. Yeah, this is a good one. It's not his job to appraise his property. If you don't want to give him the loan because you think he valued it too high, send an appraiser out. That's what you're supposed to do anyway. In the lengthy ruling released on Thursday, judges on the New York Supreme Court's appellate division stated that while Trump was liable for the fraud, the fine of nearly $500 million was excessive and probably violated constitutional protections against severe punishment. In the case, Judge Engoron had ordered Trump to pay $355 million, but with interest, that grew to more than $500 million. I think it's $551 million total. While harm certainly occurred, it was not the cataclysmic harm that can justify nearly $500 million award to the state, wrote Judge Peter Moulton. In a post on his social media site, True Social, Trump claimed the decision was a total victory. Let's see. I greatly respect the fact that the court had the courage to throw out this unlawful, and this is Trump talking, and disgraceful decision that was hurting businesses all throughout New York State. He said it was with a political witch hunt in a business sense like the likes of which no one has seen before. The greatest political witch hunt we've ever seen. Nobody's seen a bigger witch hunt. What about line? New York Attorney General's office, which brought the case against Trump, also framed the decision as a win, as it upheld Trump's fraud liability, and the judges did not throw out other penalties that were not financial. The office plans to appeal against the decision on the fine to the state's highest court. Let's watch a video, and then I just want to look at the comments of this YouTube video. They're like, oh, Fox is giving us misinformation. They just dropped the fine. He's still guilty of the charges. But that's what I tried to get a lefty video, so we got MSDNC, and a more right-leaning one. So we got Fox and MSDNC videos about this. Let's watch this. Hold up.
A major victory for President Donald Trump earlier today. A New York appeals court threw out a massive civil fraud penalty against him after he was found liable of inflating his assets.
Fox's Rebecca Castor is in Washington following the legal battle.
This is an Attorney General, Letitia.
Letitia.
Went out and...
Letitia. The Attorney General, Letitia. Girl. No, Letitia. She said, she ran on getting Donald Trump. She did. She ran for attorney general on getting Donald Trump. That was her campaign slogan. I'm going to get Donald. Oh, I'm going to get him. I'm going to get Donald Trump. I'm going to get him. Letitia.
Campaign on, I will get Trump. I will get Trump no matter what, I'll get Trump.
That's how then presidential candidate Donald Trump characterized the civil fraud case against him in his businesses in 2023. After a months-long trial, a New York judge found him liable of inflating his assets and ordered him to pay more than $360 million in damages. That fine surged to more than $500 million.
What's up, Kendon? I haven't seen you come by here in years. How you doing?
With interest, but Thursday, a New York appeals court threw it out, with 5 judges calling it excessive.
They couldn't eke out a single member of this court to support this obscene civil verdict and judgment. This is a real balloon pop.
The president shared a long reaction on Truth Social, saying in part, this was a case of election interference by the city and state trying to
openly commented about the loan, saying that the real estate appraisal had nothing to do with their decision made. Yeah, it was all lawfare. We knew this, and this is why this is vindicating, because everybody on the right side said this. They said this is lawfare, this is garbage, and the only reason it held up is because Biden was president, and the government, the justice system, the attorney generals, all these Democrats were put in. They were releasing criminals, but they were convicting basically innocent people or people who were guilty, but, you know, trumping up their charges, pun intended. They changed the statute on grape so that they could convict him of grape for some crazy lady whose cat was named Vagina. She named her cat Vagina.
To show illegally that I did things that were wrong, when in fact, everything I did was absolutely correct and even perfect.
They thought they could take Donald Trump out. They didn't. And in the process, they totally destroyed American people's faith in our Justice Department.
But 4 of the 5 justices did reaffirm that Trump was liable for business fraud and agree that Attorney General Letitia James had the right to pursue the case. James says she plans to appeal this decision to New York's highest court. The president can still appeal the ruling, finding him liable as well. In Washington, Rebecca Castor, Fox 26 News.
Thanks, Rebecca. So now I want to see how MSDNC points it, but the comments. See, the penalty, meaning the fine. He's still guilty of fraud. The judges are disputing the amount of the fine. You don't want to be held responsible for fraud, then don't commit the fraud. The commentary doesn't accurately reflect the findings. Shoddy journalism or full-blown propaganda. I tried to find, I looked at CNN, MSDNC, The Hill, all of them. All of the headlines were saying major victory for Trump, and they're saying the fine was dropped. This is a big victory for Trump. Like, nobody could really spin this except for the dumbasses in the comment section. Can spin this to like be a bad thing. If you have a civil fraud case and there's 0 penalty, do you really have a case? Is there really anything like there's no fine? Oh, you're suing me for civil fraud and there's no fine? Okay, cool. Nice. Oh, I have a felony on my record. Freddie was saying he's not going to be able to get a job. He's not going to be able to, he's going to have to work at McDonald's. He's a felon. He's going to have to work at McDonald's. He's not going to be able to fill out a job application like Trump Trump is going to leave the presidency and he's going to start filling out job applications. What world do these people live in? It's crazy. Well, let's see how MSDNC spins it. Let's watch this. It's 4 minutes. I'm not going to watch the whole thing. Let's see.
Breaking news we ended last hour with. A New York appeals court has thrown out a massive civil fraud penalty against President Trump.
I haven't been fishing in a minute. I haven't gone fishing this year. Echo's too old to go on adventures, so I don't know. And plus, with my night schedule, I sleep all day. I haven't been able to get out and go fishing.
A total that exceeded $500 million. They're calling that penalty excessive. Joining us now, NBC News legal Avalos and NBC News legal affairs reporter Gary Grumbach. Danny, break down this ruling for us.
Fox reporters have much better genes. Much more attractive reporters over there at Fox. MSDNC, like, look at this guy. Looks like he's like 9 years old. I knew a guy named Sarouche that looked like that.
Well, it's a lengthy ruling, and all the judges disagreed on their analysis, but they agreed on one final decision, which was that this judgment against Trump was a fine within the Eighth Amendment prohibition on cruel and unusual punishment.
$500 million. $500 million.
And excessive fines. And in addition, it was punitive, and it was.
I wonder if why Alex Jones couldn't use this for the Sandy Hook stuff. Eighth Amendment, excessive fines. Wasn't Alex Jones had to pay like $1 billion for saying something that people didn't like?
Was excessive. That's really the conclusion. They concluded that because this was a punitive measure because there weren't any victims who were compensated. It was just a judgment against the company and against Trump. So the court here concluded, with a lot of disagreement among them, but did conclude that this was an excessive fine within the meaning of the Constitution's Eighth Amendment.
Danny, when you say that this was a lengthy ruling, we're talking to the tune of more than 300 pages. So we know that folks are going through it still. But Gary, give us a refresher of this case. Viewers are seeing on the screen from the time of the trial. How did we get here?
So you'll remember that Donald Trump was accused of kind of plussing up how much money he actually was worth and how much money the things he owned were actually worth. He tripled the size of his penthouse in documents to some of these financial lenders.
It's a Trump penthouse. Just because Trump lived there, it's got to add something to the value. It's like we talked about the guitar. It was Kurt Cobain's guitar was auctioned, and it was valued at I can't remember the numbers, but I think it was valued at like $1 million, and it sold for like $100 million at auction. Or something crazy like that. Maybe it was valued at 100,000 and it sold for $1 million. But something like that. It sold at auction for like 10x what it was valued at. The value is what you place on it or what other people place on it. And if you are a certain person of notoriety or fame, Donald Trump, Trump's penthouse, normal penthouse, $100,000. Trump's penthouse, same penthouse, but Trump's penthouse, $1 million. Ain't nothing wrong with that.
Brokers, you just can't do that. Yeah. And he was given a $300 million fine that has been plussed to $500 million.
Letitia James, probably. I'm not sure exactly what you're talking about, Elderline, but she's a mess. She's a mess.
Because of interest. And that was 11.
She only got her job because she promised to go after Trump. That's the only reason she got her job. That and DEI.
Months ago now. And so this is a very significant win for Donald Trump. And it's also for his.
Oh, he got Triple H working with him? When did he get Triple H on the security team? Or whoever this guy is. Doesn't that look like Triple H? Dang.
His sons, because it was paused for his sons as well. So the entire Trump family is impacted by this. But I do want to get to a point that Danny was talking about, how everyone sort of had different opinions when they released this opinion. The appeals court said, one of them said, you know, penalties are supposed to stop people from doing things. They're concerned these individuals will reoffend, and it's getting rid of the penalty. Perhaps not the best idea here.
Exactly, me, myself, and I. Get your dreadlock friendship bracelets. Only $1,000 for one dreadlock bracelet, 3 dreads braided together, $3,000. Necklace, $10,000. Triple braided necklace, $100,000. A JS dreadlock friendship bracelet, priceless.
And for viewers, I think it's important for us to remind them there were certain lawsuits that were against the Trump organization. This is one of the suits that falls in that category. And interestingly, Danny, it was brought by the Attorney General of New York, Tish James. And right now,
Tish James? We calling her Tish? What are you, best friends with her? I've never heard her called Tish before. It's Letitia. Letitia. Tish James. They calling her, what's she trying to rebrand? Tish. I've never heard a reporter call her Tish James. They must be best buddies.
now you've sort of got this subplot happening where the Trump Department of Justice now has subpoenaed Tish James for basically the records related to this lawsuit. One of the promises that they made on the campaign trail was, okay,
at least she ain't got a fro. That's what JLP would say. At least she ain't got a fro.
Investigate the investigators. This is certainly an example of that. Abby Lowell, Tish James's attorney, said that this is blatant political retribution. But talk about that bookend here that is new now that
they did it was a political attack. So maybe it is political retribution. Now that Trump's in office, he's fixing this. But it was a political attack in the first place. It was political retribution to start with. So he's just using political retribution to get back at the political retribution. Duh. All right, enough of that. Let me read this real quick, and then we'll move on. Talk about they took the cracker out of the barrel. Trump and company liable for fraud in New York lawsuit. A judge ruled that former President Donald Trump and his company are liable for fraud. Oh, this is the original case. So this is September 26, 2023. I just wanted to recap on, I probably should have started with this, but this is the original case, an article from 2023 when it first happened. We talked about this. We covered this extensively when it first happened. A judge ruled that former President Donald Trump and his company are liable for fraud in a lawsuit by New York Attorney General Tish James. Judge Arthur Engoron, as part of that decision, canceled the New York business certificates of Trump and the other defendants in the suite in Manhattan Supreme Court. Engoron, in his ruling, found that Trump had made false and misleading valuations for multiple real estate assets and statements to insurers and banks over the course of years. Because of those misstatements, Trump had inflated his true net worth by billions of dollars, the judge found. Dun, dun, dun. He's worth whatever he wants to be worth. He's worth whatever somebody's willing to pay. I think they undervalue his, usually like Forbes lists and stuff like that, way undervalue people. They'll say this person's worth $100 million. They're really worth, $500 million. But they undervalue people, I think, over there. A judge on Tuesday. And then remember when this happened, of course, Freddie with his weekly Trump hater news. Every week he'll call in and he said, "Did you see what happened with Trump?" Every week for like 4 years now. He always makes sure to call in and just be like, "Hey Josh, you see what happened with Trump this week? They gonna get him. He's going to jail." He used to tell me he's going to jail every week. He would be like, "You see what happened? He's going to jail." And I'd say, he's not going to jail, Freddie. He's not going to jail, Freddie. This is BS. Again, he's not going to jail. Who was right? Who was wrong? He never went to jail. He's not going to jail. And this is what I was talking about him the other night. I said, let's say, hypothetically, Trump did some horrible things relating to Epstein. He was getting massaged up on the island with young girls. He knew they were young girls. He intentionally went there to secretly get massaged up on the island by young girls. Happy endings and all that. Let's say that was the case. If that were the case, and I found out that were true, I would denounce Trump. I would say I was an idiot. I fell for the okie doke. I would denounce him. I would revoke everything I've said for the past almost 4 years. I'd take it all back and I'd say, I was wrong. I'm an idiot. Don't ever listen to me about anything ever, except for dinosaurs building the pyramids. But anything I say about politics, don't ever listen to me. I'm an idiot. I should not even talk about politics ever again. I denounce Trump. I would do that. But the problem is, if something came out tomorrow that said Trump is in the Epstein, well, I think he's in them. I've said many times he's probably in the files. He knew Epstein. Epstein had his well, we used to call it a Chictionary, but it's not a Chictionary for him. It's a Richtionary, a collection of rich, powerful people in his little Rolodex. I'm sure they had some interactions and they knew each other. So I'm sure Trump is in the Epstein files. But I'm saying if something came out tomorrow that said Trump was getting massaged up and happy endinged by 14-year-olds every weekend, if it came out that it said that tomorrow, I couldn't believe it because of all the lies that they've told us. Everything that they've came at him with was a lie. It's always a witch hunt. It's always fake. And it's always proven fake. Not too long later, you're called a crazy conspiracy theorist and a bandwagoner and a bootlicker and a Trump cultist when you say, no, this is not going to hold up. This is obviously BS. And then you turn out right. So if they came out with something like that tomorrow, I wouldn't believe it. I wouldn't believe it. I would think it was another lie that they're telling, another witch hunt, and it probably would be. So even if it were true and they came out and told me, I still wouldn't believe it because they cried wolf so many times that now when they tell the truth, I'm not going to believe them. And that's the problem with the media needing to be held accountable and tell you the truth, is because if they lie to you so much when they tell you the truth and they try to warn you about something, you're not going to believe it. It's like that movie, what's that movie where the world's gonna... Don't Look Up. Anybody seen that movie, Don't Look Up? It's like Project Bluebeam. It's like I've seen so many lies that we've been told constantly. Even if a freaking spaceship came down and sat over Times Square, over the Empire State Building, like dang Independence Day, I would be like, nah, that's not real. That thing's made out of paper mache. That's dang satellites with lasers and what's it called? Hologram projectors. I don't believe it. Those aren't real aliens. And the aliens could take over and they'd be knocking at my front door with space rifles in their hands to artificially, anally probe me and inseminate me. And I'd be like, nah, you're not real. Take off that costume. You're not real. And then I would get probed up. What a mess. I bet he might have invested into it, but I don't know. Invested into Epstein Island? I don't know about all that. Well, he may have unknowingly, he's a real estate guy, so he may have unknowingly put some money into it. Maybe you're right about that. I don't know. But I'm not going to speculate on that. I don't know anything. I've never heard anything like that. Anyway, so that's that. Trump fine, gone. JS, another point on the board. Freddie and all of the Trump haters losing as usual. Let's move on. Cracker Barrel. A lot of this stuff we talked about on Saturday kind of, went through it with the community and talked about some of these things. This kind of ties in with the Bud Light mess from a while ago. If you remember, my take back then was boycotts don't work. Boycotts are lame. Nobody does it consistently. You say, oh, this company waved a gay flag in Pride Month, so I'm not going to support them anymore. Okay, well, here's all the things you can't support. AT&T, GMC, Ford, your car, your house, your power bill, General Electric, your internet provider, your phone. What kind of phone you got? You got an Android or you got an iPhone? Both gay. Can't use either of those. What kind of clothes you wearing? Oh, you got Nikes? Gay. You got some freaking Polo Ralph Lauren? Gay. You got some even American Eagle and Abercrombie, like these American, the preppy, nice companies like that. The only ones that weren't maybe like Tommy Hilfiger or something. Hercule always claimed smoke and mirrors. Talking about from Dragon Ball? Anyway, so that was my point. Boycotts don't work because you can't be consistent with it. You're just picking and choosing what you're boycotting when really, if you're going to be consistent, you got to boycott all of it. Walmart, Target, the grocery store where you buy your food, whatever company manufactures the food, your electricity, your house, your car, your clothes, your communication, your internet, your computer, all of it. You got to boycott all of it. You better go live in the woods in a tent. You better learn how to hunt and gather. You better know how to start a fire. Oh, you're going to buy matches? You're going to buy a Bic lighter? Gay. You can't do it. So that's why I said boycotts don't work. But I've kind of had a change of heart. So I'm going to slightly adjust my take. You know, we're evolving as a talking head on the internet. I'm evolving. Slight change. I still think boycotts are kind of dumb, but there is a purpose to them. It's not to get the company shut down. You're not going to get Target or Bud Light or Cracker Barrel shut down and put out of business. That's not going to happen. But what we can do with these boycotts is send a message where they take a huge hit in their stocks and we say, we don't want a transgender on the commercial. We don't want gay guys on the cheerleading squad of the football team. Now, we'll see if that works out. A lot of people are saying they're like going to, because this ties in with what we were talking last week about the Minnesota Vikings. A lot of people are saying they're canceling their season tickets. I've seen other conflicting reports where the Vikings have come out and tweeted and said nobody has canceled their tickets yet. So, you know, we'll see what happens with that. But the point is, the boycotts aren't going to get the company to collapse and fall apart and go out of business. But what they will do is it sends a message. We don't like this woke crap. Now, to be fair, this Cracker Barrel logo change, I don't think it's super, like, it's not like they put somebody sucking a dick in the logo. You know, it's not like they renamed it Ninja Barrel, you know. I saw on post on X. X is crazy now. There was a post on X and it's a barrel and it says Hard R Barrel. You know, they didn't rename it Hard R Barrel. Well, it is hard. It's Cracker. It should be Cracker Barrel. I don't like this Hard R stuff. But, you know, they didn't go super woke with it. But the problem is, it's a crazy white liberal lady who got $1 million contract. $1 million a year is what this lady's getting paid. And now they're asking for her to step down because of this decision. And she takes Uncle Herschel off the logo. Uncle Herschel is the face of the company. And it's no different than when they took Aunt Jemima off the syrup. They took Uncle Ben off the rice. They took the Indian lady off the butter. And now they took Uncle Herschel off the dang Cracker Barrel logo. We don't even have a cracker by a barrel on the Cracker Barrel logo. What are we doing with our lives? So that's what's going on. Let me show you a few things. The only point you've ever made is that a fool shouldn't speak. Well, why am I always right then? Why am I? You think Jesus was a mushroom? You're an idiot. Hard R is my rap name. Cracker Barrel. See, they erased Uncle Herschel. Cracker Barrel serving, this is from USA Today. Cracker Barrel is serving up a redesign of its iconic folksy logo as something minimalistic and modern. But some customers and Wall Street traders are sending it back to the kitchen. The 55-year-old restaurant and retail store chain based in Lebanon, Tennessee, announced on August 19th changes to its logo, menu, and diner decor. Uh-oh. See, I read in another article that I don't have saved that the only thing they were changing was the logo. But now this is a conflicting report. This says that they're changing the diner decor. Don't be changing the decor. That's the draw of... Now, that would piss me off. If you walk in and there's like gay flags up, dang hippies with mushroom Jesus walking around in Cracker Barrel. No. No. I do have something interesting for you that some of you guys might not know about here in a second. But first, it's related to this story because they're saying that logo was racist. Some people are saying that. Now, the CEO hasn't came out and said that, but people on X are saying the reason she took it out is because there's racial undertones. Cracker Barrel, white guy, old white guy, Cracker Barrel, and there's actually been multiple lawsuits brought against Cracker Barrel, and I'll show you one of those here in a second. But first, let's read this. All the diner decor in a campaign titled All the More. The redesign eliminates several familiar items, including images of Uncle Herschel, a farmer in overalls, and a Cracker Barrel itself, a barrel filled with crackers. It's not a race thing. They have been part of the logo since 1977. Logo changes sparked an online backlash from customers, some of whom mourned the loss of Uncle Herschel. Well, I wouldn't go that far. I'm not going to cry because Uncle Herschel ain't in the logo, but they're messing up the feng shui. That's right. Oh, yeah. By the way, we got to put a little goal up. Let's say 10 super chats, all the colors of the rainbow. You can paint with all the colors of the wind. Round of applause. Round of applause. Start goal. Send a super chat or hit the like button. We only got 3 likes and 10 viewers. Y'all are slacking. Okay. Enough grift action. Let's get back to this. Okay, so I wanted to look at this. This is the new logo. This is the old logo. If we scroll down, hold on, let me read this real quick. Old logo, a farmer-type person in overalls known as Uncle Herschel is seated on a rattan chair leaning against a soda Cracker Barrel. The words Cracker Barrel appear inside a space shaped like a pinto bean, an homage to one of the chain's first side dishes. It's a pinto bean with a barrel and a cracker. I mean, a Cracker Barrel and a farmer. The last major logo redesign slightly modernized the logo in 2015. So see, this is 2015 logo. They only had this logo for 10 years. I'll show you. But here's some changes to the menu. You know, modernizing it a little bit. I'm not super mad at that. I just don't. You can't change the feng shui. You can't change the decor. It needs to look like an old country store. A place where you can go when you're rich or when you're poor. Eat all you can eat till you don't want no more. Bars. A cracker is a Florida cowboy. They crack whips over the palmetto bushes to get the cows out of them. I've never heard that before. Steelman is gay. Hey! Steelman is gay. Thank you for the super chat. I've been broke my whole life. Now money right. I've heard cracker comes from the slave masters cracking the whips on the slaves. But what you just said is probably more true. The slave owners cracking the whips on the slaves, it's probably revisionist history that they made up to push the idea that we oppressed the blacks during the slavery. Oh, it's so bad. Look at all the whip marks on this guy's back. He should have stopped disobeying. Oh, fuck. You seen that picture they put on X at the Smithsonian Museum? Had like a slavery thing, and Trump came out and said, we don't want to push this narrative. We want people to love America. We don't want to call attention to these things. And so everybody on X for a while was saying slavery is bad, slavery is bad, slavery is bad. Which is perfect timing for me because I've always said, you know, it's not always that bad, is it? It could be good. Could be. It's not inherently bad. Why am I being blocked from comments? I don't know. I see your comments. What'd you type? It depends on, maybe it's YouTube. It's not me. It's YouTube. We abolished slavery. Yeah. Well, anyway, so there was this image of this black guy, and he's got all these scars over his back. And the first thing I thought when I saw it, I was like, well, he should have listened. You follow the rules, you don't get whipped, you know? It's like, what do you tell a woman with 2 black eyes? Nothing. You already told her twice. Sorry. I'm joking, guys. I'm joking. Obviously, whips are not nice, and don't punch your wives. YouTube is way more strict than JS Urban. Yeah. JS is a Yahtzee. If you wonder why I don't show up, I'm blocked every time. Nobody blocked you. I just went through the block list the other day. You weren't on there. Oh, I don't know. Maybe you said stuff in other chats and YouTube has because sometimes if you say certain things in chats, YouTube will hit your account, and has nothing to do with the channel or the mods or anything like that. So I don't know, but we see you now, Kendon. I tried to post this, can't. Well, you did. I see it. I'm reading it. Anyway, Cracker Barrel sales have declined in recent years. So it was on a decline. So they're trying to pep it up. I get it. The enhanced brand. But maybe they would save some money if they didn't pay this lady. Where is she? If they didn't pay this lady $1 million a year, what's she doing? Exposed Cracker Barrel workers' bombshell claims about $1 million a year CEO as she faces calls to quit over delusional woke rebrand. That's taking it kind of far, don't you think? Maybe. But hold on, we're not done yet. Where were we? Okay, so these are the evolution of the Cracker Barrel logos. 1969 to 1967, Cracker Barrel, an old country store. Well, nice, just some little font action. Then in 1977, we get Uncle Herschel and the pinto bean. 2006, they make it rustic. They give it a little sepia. A little sepia. Is it sepia or sepia? A little sepia to the logo. Same logo. A little sepia. Sepia. I don't know. They make it look older. Then 2015, same logo, pretty much, but it pops more. They gave it a little pop. It's 2015, we got a pop, you know? Then 2025, what the hell is this? It's boring. It's boring. I don't like it. Uncle Herschel character, also known as the Old Timer, came from sketches during the logo's redesign, which was meant to be nostalgic but not corny, according to the Daily Meal. Uncle Herschel was a real person. Herschel McCartney, uncle of Cracker Barrel founder Dan Evans, was a goodwill ambassador for the company, but that's not him on the logo. The logo was created by Nashville designer Billy Holly on a napkin back in 1977 with the goal of creating a feeling of nostalgia with an old-timer wearing overalls, according to Cracker Barrel Insider. So some guy with a napkin came up with a better logo than this lady did, who makes $1 million a year. She probably just did it on AI. These are all the locations of Cracker Barrel restaurants. Gotta have a Cracker Barrel in the South. Look at old Portland and Seattle. What's it like to live in a state with no Cracker Barrel? And then what is this state? Colorado? No, this is, what is this one? This is Kansas. No, this is Kansas. I don't know. Anyway, this state doesn't have no dang Cracker Barrel. I think this is Kansas. There's nothing there. So, shocker. New brand identity, avoid being outdated, clarity across digital platforms, and rebranding after a crisis. So they're trying to recover some money. They were losing money, but it backfired. It backfired because they lost $100 million in value as stock plunges after new logo release. From CBS News, Cracker Barrel shed almost $100 million in market value Thursday after its stock plunged following the release of a new logo. The new design eliminates a long-standing drawing of an overall-clad man leaning against a barrel in favor of a cleaner logo featuring the chain's name. Shares of Cracker Barrel fell from $4.22 fell $4.22 or 7.2% to $54.80 in Thursday trading, shedding $94 million in market value. The stock had dipped to a low of $50.27 earlier in the day, representing a loss of almost $200 million in its capitalization. Cracker Barrel shares gained in early trading Friday, but resumed their slide later in the day. The stock closed down 40 cents or less than 1% to $54.40. The shares fell again on Monday, sliding about 1% in late afternoon trading. Wall Street's reaction to the logo redesign comes as Cracker Barrel has been working to refresh its image through new menu items and redecorating stores that eschew the 55-year-old chain's old-timey approach in favor of a more modern look. And that's a problem. If it was just the logo, I could let it slide. But if you're changing the feel of Cracker Barrel, the inside, the decoration, the decor, and you're modernizing it, nah, you're ruining it. You're ruining the store. One was China, one was Newcomb. Nebraska is above Kansas. Okay, was that Nebraska? I think that was Nebraska. I don't know. Anyway, yeah. It's because of that game Monkeys in the Barrel. I bet it's because of that game Monkeys in a Barrel. I guess. And then before we look at the court, the reason why people are saying it's a racist restaurant, we're going to look at this. The embattled CEO of Cracker Barrel, this is Daily Mail, has been accused by workers of slashing working hours and reducing food quality. Daily Mail can exclusively reveal as she faces calls for her resignation over a disastrous rebrand. So it's not just the rebrand. She's changing the food. She's changing the decor. She's a woman. She's going in there. This place feels too country and folky and masculine. I want to make it. She probably putting dang frilly stuff and flowers and gay flags up. President and CEO Julie Masino, who earns $1 million a year, has become a target for those outraged over the change. Staff have vented over what they describe as poor management at the highest level of the company by airing their grievances on the employment review site Glassdoor. A crew member in Minnesota posted, "To the CEO, Julie Masino, stop cutting our hours. We are making less pay for more work when we are understaffed because you suck at bringing this dead company from its grave. Stop lowering your food quality. No, it is not a good idea to force your cooks to serve bacon that is over a day old." Oh, bacon shouldn't be saved overnight, believe it or not. What? They saving bacon? She out here saving bacon? I can't go to Cracker Barrel and get some day old bacon. What the? One worker who claims they are an associate manager at a branch in South Carolina posted, "New leadership is driving the company down." She's driving it into the ground. This is what happens. This is affirmative action, by the way. You might be like, Josh, but she's white. Yes. Affirmative action it's not affirmative blaction. It's affirmative action. The major recipients of affirmative action are white women. Liberal white women. DEI and affirmative action, it doesn't discriminate unless you're a straight white man. Then it will discriminate. But it's not just for the blacks and the browns. It's for the white ladies too. They're the major primary recipients of it. And she got some. She's getting $1 million a year to drive a company into the dirt. Amazing. Amazing. A Cracker Barrel design. Beta. A Cracker Barrel design featuring the old logo hangs outside a restaurant, blah, blah, blah. General manager at the restaurant in Maumee, Idaho, added poor management and untraditional employee relations all the way up to the corporate level. And then the new logo. President Donald Trump's son, Donald J., took to X to demand to know what the F is wrong with Cracker Barrel, quoting a post by Woke War Room account. The post had claimed the chain had scrapped a beloved American aesthetic and replaced it with sterile, soulless branding. I agree with that. So I wouldn't say it's woke. I would just say it's boring. It's plain. It's not Cracker Barrel. They ruined it. Affirmative blaction. Affirmative. I am boycotting Cracker Barrel until they change the logo back and fired the CEO. You know, and I think like a lot of these people who are boycotting Cracker Barrel, like how often do you go to Cracker Barrel? Cracker Barrel is like a place you go to when you're like on a road trip and you're traveling cross country, because they're always right off the interstate exits. Like major interstate exits, there's always a Cracker Barrel there. And it's like, oh, let's hit up the Cracker Barrel. We're in the South now. How do you know you're in the South? There's a Cracker Barrel on the interstate exit. And you hit up the Cracker Barrel. But nobody's like going to Cracker Barrel for their weekly family dinner. They're going to dang Applebee's or Red Lobster or Outback Steakhouse. Cracker Barrel is like a niche restaurant. It's just somewhere you go every now and then. I don't think anybody's eating Cracker Barrel every week. Like, I'm boycotting Cracker Barrel. Cracker Barrel CEO Julie Massino should face charges for this crime against humanity. Well, that's a little extreme. This Cracker Barrel remodel rebrand is one of the most upsetting things I've seen in a long time. Literally everyone I know is in shock. This has got to be trolling. Like, if this is affecting your life that much, I think you have some problems. If this is the most upsetting thing you've seen in a long time, there might be something wrong with you. Cracker Barrel has fallen in the hands of BlackRock, the same system used over and over. Why does your CEO truly? Who does number 2 work for? Yeah. Yep, she's a commie.
No offense, but it sounds like some fucking commie gobbledygook.
Stock's not looking good. Fellow chain Steak and Shake. Did you know Steak and Shake and Cracker Barrel are sister companies? Even released a statement saying sometimes people want to change things just to put their own personality on things. At Cracker Barrel, their goal is to just delete the personality altogether, hence the elimination of the old-timer from the signage. Heritage is what got Cracker Barrel this far, and now the CEO wants to just scrape it all away. Now, last little thing I'll show you on this. Here's a reason why this lady, who might be a man, she looking like a man. She does look like a...
It's a man, baby.
She might be a man. The real reason, what the silent part that they're not saying out loud, that a lot of people on the internet have called attention to, is that Cracker Barrel is a racist company. And this white woman wants to end the racism. We need to be anti-racist. Cracker Barrel is a racist company. Cracker has cracker in the name. It encourages nuclear families and puzzle solving and high IQ raising your kids to be high IQ little geniuses by doing horseshoe metal link puzzles and little diamond pegboards at your table. I'm a genius. You know how I know? Because I could always solve that freaking triangle puzzle. But she don't like all that. But what she really doesn't like is the racism. How is Cracker Barrel racist? Let me show you. This is Sanford Heisler Sharp McKnight Law Group case. Cracker Barrel race discrimination class actions. Cracker Barrel race discrimination case, a major victory for civil rights, spearheaded by our co-founder. I forget which year this is, but there's multiple cases have been brought against Cracker Barrel. And they lost. They've had to pay out money for being racist. It's a racist company. Cracker Barrel, a staple in many parts of rural America, has been the center of multiple controversies over the year for its problematic stances on diversity and inclusion. Based in Lebanon, Tennessee, the company brands itself as a homey Southern eatery and general store, but the restaurant chain has a history of engaging in discriminatory practices. In the 1990s, Cracker Barrel refused to hire anyone who didn't practice normal heterosexual values. They didn't hire the gays. In the 1990s, Cracker Barrel got sued because they didn't hire the gays. Then, in the early 2000s, the company faced a landmark federal class action lawsuit for its racially discriminatory practices. They used to have a blacks only section. I don't know if that's true, but they did. They were allegedly, well, I mean, they lost the case. They had to settle. But apparently they were discriminating in hiring against black people and the way they treated and where they sat black people in the restaurant. So they got sued. It was a class action lawsuit and they lost. So Cracker Barrel's got like a whites only section and a blacks only section. Based? I bet they added a third bathroom. Yeah. We got some blacks in here. Get the day old bacon. Get the old bacon. Give them the old bacon. Then it was Sanford Heisler, Sharp McKnight co-founder and chairman David Sanford, who served as lead counsel in Rhodes vs. Cracker Barrel Old Country Store, Inc. The case drew national media attention and resulted in an $8.7 million settlement. The outcome empowered employees and sent a strong signal to employers that racial discrimination will not be tolerated. They have an alarming pattern of racial discrimination. The case against Cracker Barrel involved more than 40 plaintiffs, including employees and customers across 16 states. The National Association for the Advancement of Colored People, NAACP, shocker, the NAACP sued Cracker Barrel for being racist, and Cracker Barrel had to pay $8.7. When are they going to stop complaining and begging? Also joined the suit. The lawsuit sought justice for those harmed by Cracker Barrel's extensive violations of two key federal laws. Title II of the Civil Rights Act. Civil Rights Act is unconstitutional. It's commie gobbledygook. I shouldn't be. We have freedom of association. I know freedom of association is not specifically written into the Constitution, but there's Supreme Court ruling that freedom of association can be interpreted through the First Amendment. That if I want to make a restaurant and I don't want certain people in it, I should be allowed to do that. This is a free country. We have free market capitalism. I should be allowed to have a company where I only serve a certain type of people. Freedom to buy, freedom to sell, freedom to try, freedom to fail. If somebody builds another business across the street where they let everybody in, my business will fail because of my bad practices. And then it sends a message to all the other businesses. If you only let, white people in, you're not going to do as well as the place where they let everybody in. And that's how you solve that problem. You let them start their quote unquote racist companies and you let them fail. If you're not going to make the bake cake, if you're not going to bake the gay cake, somebody else will bake the gay cake and then they're going to get all the gay cake money. But you don't force somebody to bake the gay cake. They don't want to bake the gay cake. Don't make them bake the gay cake. Let the gay cake bakers bake the gay cake. And then they could take all the cake from baking the gay cakes. The gay cake. Get it? Got it? Good. But with the Civil Rights Act, everything I just said is it doesn't matter. Because we're going to be held at gunpoint and told that we have to just accept everybody. Bet they shut it down. If it be called Dark Barrel, Darker, I know, or Ninja Barrel, yeah. If I remember that case correctly, it was actually smoker versus non-smoker, and more black people smoked in that area, so they sued. Really? Huh. It's not saying anything about that here, but that could be true, and that's something that's a fact that they kind of brushed to the side. You used to, all restaurants, there used to be a smoking section. That's discrimination. Why are you separating the smokers from the non-smokers? Maybe there would be less potential customers in a whites only restaurant, but the tips would be better. That's right. Yeah, there you go. So Civil Rights Act prohibits race discrimination. Title VII of the Civil Rights Act, which prohibits race discrimination in employment. So public accommodations and employment. The suit exposed the company's systemic racial discrimination against employees, evidenced in practice such as paying black workers less than white employees. Oh, God. Segregating black workers from the other staff. Send them to the back. Giving black workers less favorable back of the house duties and jobs. So they're the cooks. The servers are all pretty white girls. The cooks are all big black guys. But isn't that like natural? You know, of course you're going to have the front of the house is going to be the attractive people. Not that black people aren't attractive. I'm just saying, like, you know, some big guy with dreadlocks, Jamal, he probably wants to cook anyway. Why are you going to make him be a server or a hostess? That don't make no sense. You want the cute little blonde girl to be the hostess. That's not discrimination. That's just common sense. Denying black workers promotional opportunities, ignoring and perpetuating racist slurs and comments. Dude, old school Cracker Barrel was lit. You just walk in there, it's like, ninja! What up, Cracker? What up, my ninja? Some black family walks in. It's like the I can't, man. Man, I wish I could. Wish I was allowed to use that word. I could make some funny jokes. Failing to enforce policies prohibiting racial discrimination. The suit also brought light to Cracker Barrel's racist treatment of customers. The company engaged in such egregious acts of racism as turning black customers away, forcing black customers to sit in segregated sections of the restaurant, allowing white staff members to refuse to serve black customers, providing subpar service to black customers, making black customers wait longer than white customers, failing to take seriously the complaints raised by black customers. Well, they're always complaining, though. Like, you can't help it. They're always complaining. What are you supposed to do? Dang, Cracker Bro was savage. At public pools, I always just assume every pool is the peeing section. Yeah, this is true. Department of Justice investigation, $8.7 million settlement. Now, Elderline's saying that there's some underlying truths to this that they're not telling us about, which I'm not surprised by that. I don't know that that's true, what you said, Elderline, but I believe you, because this is how it always is. They'll say it's about racism. It has nothing to do with racism. The black section was just the smoking section. Like, they all smoke. So we put them, they got Newports. They're smoking Newports in the restaurant, put them in the smoking section. And then they're like, oh, you put me there because I'm black? No, I'm putting you there because you chain smoking in a restaurant. I would not be surprised. I would not be surprised one bit. But I don't know that. Anyway. So that's that story. We got one more story in the main story news. Speaking of the blacks. Oh, man. By the way, Men's History Month is almost over. Shout out to all the men. Today we've got an example of black excellence. We've got a strong man. We've got a strong man for Men's History Month to feature today. Raja Jackson. He's the Attackson, the son of Rampage Jackson. Raja Attackson beat a military veteran, a good guy. He does charity work. He goes to events. He hugs little children. Pause. He takes pictures with kids. He's a good guy. He wrestles. He's got PTSD. Good guy. Raja Jackson, a youthful party goer, beat him within an inch of his life because he crushed an empty can on his head, a prop can on his head as part of a wrestling bit, a work. He was doing a work. It's what they call it in the business when a guest comes in and you start in wrestling. That's what they do. You start a little fight with the guy. they bring some celebrity in or something, and you start something with the celebrity. Donald Trump was a work. He walked on. He fought Vince McMahon. Didn't he smack Vince McMahon or something? Donald Trump did it. And Donald Trump didn't cry and beat somebody within an inch of their life. Anyway, this Raja Jackson goes. They do a little bit. Raja doesn't know that the bit's going to happen. The wrestler thinks that he's part of the show, and they make a little show out of it, and he says, you're going to sell it. I'll play you the clips here in a second. And then they say, okay, we're going to let you go in the ring and have a little get back. You can slam him and try to make it look realistic. Well, he took it too far. He used MMA training to beat this guy within an inch of his life. Dude was unconscious on the ground for a very long time. Rampage's son is a wankster. So here's the news article, and then I'll play you all the clips, and then we're gonna look at Rampage Jackson's X account where everybody is coming at him about this, and then we're going to look at MMA Guru, a little bit of his reaction to it because he went off. I watched Asmongold's coverage of this, and it was very milquetoast as usual. Fence sitter Asmond, he'll take little shots, but he won't come out and say what he means. But MMA Guru let it all hang out, and now everybody's saying he's racist because he continually called this guy a stupid animal who needs to be locked in a cage. And I 100% agree with everything Guru said, and it's not about race. If a white person did this, I would say they're a stupid animal that needs to be locked in a cage. But everybody's calling Guru racist now. But here's the article. I'm not gonna spend a lot of time reading this article because I pretty much covered everything. But just to get some names down, professional wrestler Stuart Smith, also known as Psycho Stu, is in critical condition after repeated vicious punches. I believe it was 22 unchecked punches to an unconscious man on the ground. Full mount, straight up. Haymakers, 22 of them to the face, head on the canvas. When you're standing up and you take a shot, there's some give. Your head can go back with the shot. When your head is on a canvas or against a wall and you get hit, there's nowhere for your head to go. So you can quickly brain damage or kill a person if you're hitting them while they're unconscious on the ground. It doesn't take that much to kill somebody when they're on the ground like that. Another interesting thing is I've seen a bunch of videos about this on YouTube, and there's no like parental guideline things. But on MMA Guru's video, when you click on it, it says there's violent stuff in this video. Do you want to proceed or whatever? And you got to click continue. Just on Guru's video. Maybe it's because he's in the UK, or maybe it's because of the words he said. But regardless, it's some BS. How some people can share this and no big deal, but then when he does it, there's like a community note at the beginning. Before you can even watch the video, you have to click something. But repeated vicious punches by Raja Jackson during a Knox pro wrestling match that went wrong, leading to a police investigation. Jackson, the son of former UFC light heavyweight champion Quentin Rampage Jackson, one of my favorite UFC fighters. Not a good guy, but he was a good fighter. He was a good fighter, and he was entertaining. Body slammed Smith to the mat before punching him several times in the head while the wrestler was motionless on the canvas. Kick, a streaming platform, broadcast the incident live and showed several other wrestlers coming to Smith's aid and needing to restrain Jackson. Andrew Smith, the brother of Stuart Smith, updated his sibling's condition on Sunday. Thank you, everyone, for your prayers, concerns, and kind words for my brother Stu. Please continue to keep him in your prayers. Andrew Smith wrote with 2 photo attachments. He's currently stable but in critical care. At this time, we're focused on his recovery and appreciate all the support. Also, we currently do not have a GoFundMe set up. Any links posted are not affiliated with us, so don't be sending money. But I'm going to play this short. It does not show. I think that they didn't put the bulk of the attack into the short, but this short has the full context from beginning to middle to end of what happened. And then we've got some new stuff that we're going to watch Let's play this.
What, you don't know me?
Hell no. Yeah.
Hey, I think that's a little. Oh, you don't.
So, Guru says that that's a prop can. I don't know if it's a prop can or just an empty can. It did kind of psst. When he hit him, it kind of psst, but a bunch of liquid didn't fly out. If it was a closed can, a closed empty can, it wouldn't have had that pop like that. So Guru's saying it's a prop can that's empty and just has like a little bit of like gas in it to make it kind of pop and a little liquid squirts out. But you don't see beer pouring all over dude's head. But he hits him. He says, "What? You don't know me?" He's doing a bit for the wrestling show.
Oh no. Yeah.
Hey, I think that's a little. Oh, you don't sell it?
What's that?
You don't sell it?
Dude, he's not a fucking worker, bro.
And even the cameraman says, "You gonna sell it?" Meaning, play into the bit, play it up. So, but Raja Jackson is not playing into the bit. He's pissed. He's emotionally unstable. He doesn't have his emotions in check. He thinks like a little girl.
No, we're good. I know you will. We're good.
I will fuck him up, bro. I don't play that shit.
Sorry about that.
You don't play that shit? Then don't come to a wrestling performance, dumbass. So then they say, you can go in the ring, and the wrestler knows, because there's another clip where they talk about it afterwards, and they shake hands, and they're like, hey, you can come in the ring and get a little get back. You know, you can slam me, and, you can kind of rough me up a little bit, and you can, you don't have to hold back. You can kind of rough me up a little bit and make it look real, and we'll sell it. Well, Raja takes it a little too far. Double leg. Big slam. Double leg, big slam. Now, that's the way he did that. That's like an MMA style slam. In wrestling, they know how to do things differently so you don't kill the guy. And in MMA, you're trying to destroy the guy.
Hello?
Now they cut it, but the punches, we'll see the punches here in a second. And then this is afterwards.
Hey, where the hell are you at? Who told you to double leg that motherfucker and start welding him? I just saw the video.
Said, who told you to double leg that motherfucker and start wailing on him? I don't know if he's either talking to like his lawyer or Rampage. It kind of sounds like Rampage.
Pissed me off though, Andre.
Oh, Andre.
I understand that, but now they can't wake the nigga up. He's fucking in the ring, fucking flatline, bro.
My bad.
Didn't have to do all that shit.
My bad. Basically, maybe your lawyer, maybe your friend, I don't know who this is, calls you and tells you, now from what he just said, they can't wake him up. He's in the ring flatlined. Basically, the guy just told you, you killed a man just now. You just commit murder. And he says, my bad, bro. What the my bad, bro. I murdered a guy. My bad. Hold on. I don't know if you guys can see this whole thing. You pretty much, it's just cutting off a tiny bit. Yeah, you can see most of it.
Shit, I understand y'all had heat. You didn't have to fucking take it there.
I'll call you back later.
My bad, bro.
For a scientist.
My
So
bad,
we
bro.
do-
Stop. Wrong thing. Okay. So that's the context. Y'all know who that is? Don't worry about that. Don't worry about what I was watching. Don't worry about that. The way he planned it and the other guy thought they were just acting. Yeah. A lot of people on X are saying, you guys are idiots. You're just racist. You're just talking about this because you're racists. It was obviously fake. He wasn't really hitting that guy. Let's watch and see if he's hitting this guy. But I want to show you some of Guru's reactions because he's coming under some fire, and I don't think he's going to apologize because Guru's based.
Rampage Jackson has a son called Jackson, and what I'm about to show you, in my opinion, is blatantly attempted murder, and I believe that Jackson should go to jail for a very long...
Hey, thank you, Wagira. WWF Forever, Austin 316. That was the days, man. Back with DX, the Attitude Era, DX, Stone Cold, Mankind, Cactus Jack, Mick Foley, dang old The Rock. That was the days, man. Now it's lame. WWE, it's lame now. Thank you, Wagira.
La 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 la, wait till I get my money right.
All right, I want to play
event, and this is what he did to the guy. This is the clip that originally went viral. Let's let it play.
Boom! 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. So, like 3 wrestlers had to come in. This guy's awesome. He actually starts kind of manhandling him.
End of discussion. You are a dumb animal that does not belong in society. You have forfeited that right because you have proven yourself as an unevolved human. Go sit in a cage for 30 to 40 years where you fucking belong, you dumb animal. End of discussion.
And now Guru's being called racist for saying that. So I'm not going to play all of his reactions, but I want to play the clip so you can see it a little better. Hold on, let me fix this.
Hey, you gotta stop this shit, man. Hey. Stop this shit, man. Hey.
The audio's horrible. And these 3 guys, it takes these 3 guys to restrain him. He is acting like a dumb animal. God, that sound is horrible. Boom. Now, he's almost unconscious here. And then that one, he's done. I think the slam, because that slam was not done. That slam was done like it was MMA, not wrestling. His head bounced off the thing. That was a full double leg over the shoulder slam. He puts his weight into it. He jumps into it. Dude's head bounces off the canvas. Dude is probably pretty close to unconscious as soon as the slam happens. If he's not, he's unconscious after that first shot. That's directly to the chin, full mount, rocked him, haymaker, right to the chin. He's unconscious at this point. Look at his arms. They're stiff in the air. And then they drop, and then that's when he's past unconscious. About this point, if this keeps going, he's close to death. And it keeps going for a while. Notice there's no blood on his shirt, but later there's blood on his shirt. Looks like dude split. Crazy. Crazy. Now I want to show some more of the other clips. So this is
you don't.
This is what started it.
Easy. He's not a fucking worker, bro. Calm down.
Yeah,
he said he's not a worker. Calm down. So the wrestler is just smiling at him. He thinks it's part of the show. And they said he's not a worker.
What the fuck was that?
You're good.
What the fuck was that?
You don't sell it? Dude, he's not a fucking worker, bro.
What the fuck was that? Hold on. I don't play that shit, bro.
Oh, sorry.
No, I will fuck him up, bro.
I know you will.
No.
We're good.
I will fuck him up, bro.
I know you will.
I don't play that shit.
Sorry about that, bro.
Nah, I will fuck him up, bro.
I know you will. So.
And then he said I don't know if this has. Okay, and then this is afterwards, but there's another clip of them talking after the can. Now, Rampage came out and did an apology, and there's a community note on X that says there's missing context in this because Rampage says the dude hit him in with the head with a can, and then they went into the ring, and Raja was really upset, and they fought about it. Rampage played it off and made it seem like it was one after the other. Like the can thing happened, then the wrestling thing happened while he was heated. That's not the way it happened. That can incident was hours before. And after the can incident, they actually talk, and there's a clip of it. They go and they shake hands and they talk, and the dude says, "I'm sorry, I was just part of the show. I thought we were doing a bit, my bad. We can go in the ring and we can, you can get some payback and get a little revenge for it. We'll make a show out of it. We'll sell some tickets." So dude had hours to premeditate this and sit and stew on it. And he went in the ring and nearly killed the guy. But this is him afterwards just acting like a crazy person who shouldn't be in the public. And he's got blood all over his shirt now.
I'm tired of everybody fucking playing with me and shit. Think I'm always playing and shit. Call me bitch and shit. Not no fucking bitch, bro.
You're like a 5-year-old, dude. You're like a giant, powerful 5-year-old.
At the end of the day, I'm gonna stand up for my fucking self because I'm tired of everybody fucking playing with me, bro. Real shit.
Come on, man. We're leaving, man. We're walking away, bro. Let's not take it serious. Let's go. Come on, Roger. Let's go.
He said that guy came out, and there's a bunch of people behind him. He said, "Come on, you want to get that viral moment? You can come get that viral moment. Let's go."
Let's go, Roger. Let's go. Roger, let's go. Roger, I'm telling you, let's go. You listen to me. Listen to me, Roger. You need to listen.
But to be honest, that white guy with the face paint coming out, he better have some homeboys behind him because he will get his ass whooped by Raja. Raja's dad is Rampage Jackson. He's a trained UFC. He's not a UFC fighter, but he's trained in MMA. He wants to be a UFC fighter. And if he doesn't go to prison, he probably will be. So that white guy better have some friends behind him because I don't think he can take Raja. Sounds like a 12-year-old in a Halo lobby. Yeah.
Listen to me right now, Roger. Let's go.
I don't give a fuck. You guys trying to jump me and shit?
Let's go.
You ain't gonna do shit to me, bro.
Let's go, Roger.
You can't do shit to me. You can't fuck with me, bro.
Let's go.
You can't fuck with me.
Come on. Let's go. Let's go.
Yeah. And so this is the okay.
I'm sorry, bro. Hey, it's gonna all work out.
Yeah.
See, they're shaking hands. They cleared it up. But he's stewing in his head about how, hey, Alex Pereira, #1 left hook. Thank you again, Wagira. I've been broke my whole life. Now money right. That's 3 of 10 of the goal. Let's go.
Fucking seal that.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, bro. Hey,
they shake hands. They apologize. This is hours before he does this in the ring.
it'll all work out.
Yeah. I appreciate it.
I didn't know. I just thought you were a worker.
I just thought you were a worker. I didn't know. My bad, man. Shake hands. Should be no thing. But he's sitting in his head thinking about murder. He's sitting in his head stewing. I can't wait to get in the ring with this guy. I'm going to murder him. I'm going to murder a guy. Like the Clintons.
Murderers. Yeah.
Oh, Clinton, he murdered a guy.
I get it. We're working out. Well, he's gonna come out on your mat, Juice. I know you keep thinking we're working. We're always working.
I get it. Yeah. I get it now. Now you know
what I'm saying?
Yeah.
See, you just said we'll work you into the show. You can come out on the mat. He said, I know you think that you're not here for work, but we're always working. It's always part of the show.
We're always working.
We're always working. Unconscious but inconclusive. Now, this is interesting because this is Rampage like 2 weeks ago talking about his kids. Spoiler alert, Rampage already knew that his kids were messed up. Listen to this. This is crazy. This is like 2 weeks ago 2 weeks before the incident. This is what Rampage said about his sons.
I knew them two wasn't going to college. And Roger and his oldest son whole life, I knew them two wasn't going to college. And my two Japanese kids, I knew that it was going to college. So I saved up college tuition for the two Japanese kids and bail money for Roger and his brother. So don't fuck with him. If you go to jail, I'm just going to bail him out.
Wow. Wow. So Rampage has 2 Japanese sons and 2 black sons. His 2 Japanese sons, he said he saved up tuition money for them. His 2 black sons, he said he saved up bail money for them. Don't fuck with him because I'll just bail him out. Yeah, well, you can bail him out, but you can't bail him out of prison if he gets convicted. It wasn't even a gimmick drink. It was just an empty can. And he even put his hand in the way so the can hit his head instead of smashing into his head. The video, you see him shake the can to make sure it was empty before he used it. Okay, so they're saying it wasn't a... Guru said it was a prop can. Other people are saying it's just an empty can. But regardless, the way he did it, it's a can. An open soda can to the head does not hurt. And he puts his hand there and does this. It was a wrestling thing. Like, that was not even a big deal. And this dude's losing his mind. I need to be careful scrolling through X because X got some wild stuff on it. This is Rampage Jackson's Twitter page, and it's just all this stuff. This is the guy. This is the guy who they hurt. Look at him taking pictures with a guy in a wheelchair and a little kid.
9. I had just got out of the military, probably about 6 months earlier. I got out of the military. I joined Knox Pro, because I needed something to focus on. I needed something to help me adjust back into civilian life.
And now this guy probably has severe brain trauma. He made it through war, and now he might be mentally handicapped because of this animal.
A lot of veterans, it's hard for them to readjust into civilian life coming from the life of the military. I'm an American soldier that suffers from PTSD. Being in front of a crowd, it doesn't give me as much anxiety and aggression as I 9. I just got out.
Anyway. But I think that's about it. But there is some new video that I haven't watched yet. So apparently this is new footage. Raja Jackson situation explained. Now, he's wearing the same shirt and it looks clean. So I don't know if this is before the fight or after the fight. I think this person just compiled a video. There's the Sneeko clip. There's a few things in here I haven't seen yet. So I haven't seen whatever this is. Let's watch this.
Raja Obama.
This is Raja Jackson, son of legendary fighter.
So that was before.
Quitting Rampage.
And he streamed all of this live on Kick. We all want to say something similar to what you want, I'm sure, Rome. Yes. He felt disrespected and wanted to prove he's not a bitch by cowardly attacking an unconscious vet. Yeah, pretty much.
Jackson, and if you haven't seen the video yet, he got into some pretty bad shit last night. So to give some backstory to this whole thing, Raja was invited by his friend AJ Mana, someone who's wrestling on the card that night for Knox Wrestling. Raja even states later that he does not care about wrestling, that he's only here to support his friend AJ.
Yeah, AJ's Mana's on the fight card. That's the only reason why I'm here.
AJ takes Raja to the back to meet the wrestlers that he's familiar with, the ones that he actually knows.
As Presidente, I fucking hate you. I hate this dude. Worse.
And that's when Psycho Stu decides to come up behind Raja, stick his belly out, hands at the hips to get some camera time. Raja, unfazed, not caring, just decides to keep talking to the dudes until Psycho Stu decides to take matters into his own hands.
Where's the real McKill at? Where's he at?
You don't need to worry about him. You need to be worried about Psycho Stu.
Psycho Stu?
What, you don't know me?
Hell no. Yeah.
Hey, I think
You see? He picked up the can. He shook it. It's empty.
that's what.
Oh, you don't sell it?
This is where things start to go south. Unfortunately, the dude was probably pretty drunk already, didn't know what was going on, and saw the camera and Raja and thought that this was some sort of skit or that Raja was another pro wrestler recording something for the promotion. Worst part about it being that this guy took one of these prop cans to Raja's head, not...
See, people keep saying prop can. It's not a prop can. It's just an empty beer can. He shakes it. He looks at it. He shakes it.
knowing that Raja was already recovering from a concussion that he got in light...
And this is another thing that people keep bringing up, is that like 2 weeks before, while sparring, Raja got a concussion in sparring because he got kicked in the head and knocked out. And so a lot of people are justifying this. They're saying, well, he hit him in the head after he had a concussion, and that's why Raja got so mad. That's not an excuse.
Sparring from a spinning kick just a couple days ago, covering from a concussion that he got in...
Ooh, that was a nice kick, though. Hold up.
...to Raja's head, not knowing that Raja was already recovering from a concussion that he got in light sparring from a spinning kick.
Oh, he almost dropped. Look, dude's laughing at him. That was a nice little spinning kick there, and he almost went down.
Just a couple days ago.
Okay. I think that's all the footage we got, but I think...
I'm watching the stream. I'm watching my son's stream. Where the fuck? Oh, he at the pro wrestling thing. He at the pro wrestling thing. Around, walking around watching dudes, men in tights and shit. I looked at his stream.
Sorry,
no, it's too loud.
Apologize, right?
Hey,
yo, because when I mentioned,
did you get jumped by a bunch of dudes in tights, nigga?
You said what?
Did you get jumped by a bunch of dudes in tights?
No.
Why didn't you tell me?
No.
You got a problem. Do I need to send my...
And here, oh, this is interesting. I haven't seen this. So he didn't get jumped. He got the can smashed on his head. But then dad calls, because it starts to go viral. A guy crushed a can on Rampage Jackson's son, and it starts popping up on X. Rampage calls his son and gasses him up. He says, you got jumped by a bunch of dudes in tights. You gonna let that slide, son? You got hit by a dude in tights. You better do something about it, son.
Goons over there.
No. You need me to send the goons over there? Let me send the goons over there. They hit you with a can. They wearing tights. I'm gonna send the goons over there now. You better not let that slide, son. I didn't know this. This is information nobody's really touching on. Rampage was gassing him up. He's sitting stewing on it, and then his dad calls him. Now he's got to defend his honor for his dad.
Did your coach take care of everything?
I apologize. So let me put you in the right direction.
I looked at your stream because my chat was going crazy, and then by the time I popped in your stream, you was hugging on a dude in some damn tights. Man, man, you shut the fuck up. I looked at your stream, nigga. You were hugging on some dude in some booty shorts.
I wasn't fucking hugging on nobody.
I saw you, nigga. I saw you hugging on your coach.
You sexual fantasy. You need to stop that shit.
No, I don't got no sexual fantasy, nigga. I got some eyeballs. I saw you
making shit up.
I ain't make nothing up. Okay. Okay. Was you not around a bunch of dudes with some damn thunder on?
Wow. I think Rampage is culpable in this. He's gassing him up. Raja was calming down. They shook hands, and then Rampage is gassing him up. Oh, you're around a bunch of dudes in tights. What are you, gay? You gonna let him hit you? You gonna let that guy in tights hit you, son? I'm gonna bring the goons down there. You better handle that. Handle your business, boy.
Pro wrestling show.
Oh, you're the pro wrestling show.
He wants to be mama right here. That's my
nigga, I thought you was a motherfucker at a baby award show, nigga. Everybody was all glistening and shit. All right, long as you say.
Wow. Well, that adds a little context that I didn't know about. Anyway, that's the story. We're gonna move on. I'm gonna run out of time for the Moses thing. Shoot, I might not even have time for the Moses thing. We got to burn through all this stuff in 15 minutes. Can I do it? Can we get through memes and all the other stuff quickly? I don't know. Open all 16. Yes.
Fucking lady, comment.
What would you do in all honesty, JS Urban, in that same situation? Nothing. I would have acted real angry. I would have sold it. I would have sold the thing. I would have had a little beef with the guy. I would have been like, I'll see you in the ring, little man. You want to crush a can on the hand of the man with the plan? I'll see you in that ring. We'll handle it like men. That's what I would do. And then I would go in the ring and I would slam him and I'd be like, ah! But I wouldn't beat him unconscious within an inch of his life. I would play into the show like a normal person. What the fuck? What do you mean? I would become a part of the show. I would not try to murder a guy. Jeez. I'd probably secure a job if I needed one. I would be such an entertaining, amazing. I'd walk out there and go, let's go. Who's next? Who's next? I'd call out his boys. I'd go up against the rope. Come on, I'll take you all on. That's what I would do. And then afterwards, we'd laugh and have a beer and shake hands and be like, that was a good show, buddy. I'll see you next week. I wouldn't try to murder a guy. It's not that complicated. All right. I think we might skip memes. I got a lot of memes. You guys want to do meme review? Or you want to skip meme review? We'll do meme review. We're just going to go quickly through them. Hold on 1 second. We can't skip meme review. What am I, crazy? How are we going to skip meme review? Okay. Can't skip meme review. Sorry, I'm trying to fix this. All right, guys. It's time for the memes. The weekly meme review. The Lion King of the Hill. Look at this. Simba is Bobby. Dale. Boomhauer and Dale. Dale is Timon. I always forget this guy's name is Pumbaa. Look at Hank is Mufasa. And Peggy. Luann is Zazu. Oh, and I don't know. Oh, the Asian neighbor is is Jafar down here. Lion King of the Hill. Nice. Next. Speed run. One drop is enough. Gorilla glue. Why all these guys got their heads glued? They got their faux heads glued to the floor. They've been playing with the gorilla glue again. Dang. Next. Oh, wait, what is this? This is not supposed to be in here. It's a timestamp. It's a timestamp. It says 5:04. Timestamp. Timestamp. Not a spank bank picture. Next. Let's get that. Sorry, that's not supposed to be in there. White man gone. I did that. Cracker Barrel lady. Cracker Barrel lady. What the heck? Next. First, they took the Indian off the land. Now they took the cracker off the barrel. Dang. Look at that. Land O'Lakes butter. They took the Indian off the land. They took the cracker off the barrel. Sad day for America. Horrible. Next. 504 is the New Orleans area code? Yes, it is. We them 504 boys. That ain't a meme. That's a no, that wasn't supposed to be in there. I don't know how that got in there. Next. Rampage Jackson, I want to clear up the misinformation about my son Raja. I've been confirmed that the wrestler Stuart Smith, aka Psycho Stu, is awake and stable. Raja was unexpectedly hit in the side of the head by him moments before Smith's match. Raja was told that he could get his payback in the ring. I thought it was a part of the show. It was bad judgment and a work that went wrong. Raja is an MMA fighter, not a pro wrestler, and had no business involved in an event like this. I don't condone my son's actions at all. He suffered a concussion from sparring only days ago and had no business doing anything remotely close to physical contact. As a father, I'm deeply concerned with his health and the well-being of Mr. Smith. That being said, I'm very upset that any of this happened, but my main concern now is that Mr. Smith will make a speedy recovery. I apologize on his behalf and to Kick for the situation. There was context. I think I might have it. Oh, I don't have it in the next picture, but there was like a context and it said, this is misleading because it makes it seem like he got hit with the can and then he went into the ring immediately after and did this out of anger. No, there was hours in between. And apparently you called your son while he was calmed down and you gassed him up again about it. You making fun of him saying, what are you, gay? You at a baby oil party? You hugging men in tights? Would you better make me bring the goons down there? You better handle yourself. You get jumped. He gassed him up. Great father. Great fathering skills there, Rampage. Shocker, Rampage Jackson raised a stereotype. Who could have guessed it? Next. Blondes to die out in 200 years. No! Scientists believe the last blondes will be in Finland. Oh, we got to go to Finland, boys. The last natural blondes will die out within 200 years, scientists believe. A study by experts in Germany suggests people with blonde hair are an endangered species and will become extinct by 2202. I'm glad I won't be alive. I'm glad I won't be alive for that. Hopefully they don't find ways to extend my life 100 more years, because I don't want to see a world without blondes. You know, what would the world be? All the gingers are going extinct. The blondes are going extinct. You know, I'm safe. I'm brown hair, brown eyes, dominant genes, you know. Brown hair, brown eyes. We dominate. I ain't got to worry about my people going extinct, but it's nice seeing the blondes and the gingers every now and then. Well, the gingers, we could do without those, but the blondes, it's going to be a sad day. We need to go to Finland. Next. Cracker Barrel, this is Cracker Barrel? This is new Cracker Barrel. It's Greta Thunberg. Dang. It's a mystery. Today on Unsolved Mysteries, will Greta Thunberg be the new mascot for Cracker Barrel? Those are bad genes. Next. Greta Thunberg. Guys, if you want to play on the girls' team, you need to be fully committed. Snip, snip. Don't be giving them ideas, because a lot of dudes are already pushing the heck's it called when they snip you? Vasectomies. A lot of guys are already pushing vasectomies. We don't need full castrati walking around here trying to play sports with girls. Next. What if my dog just suffers from Stockholm syndrome? What if he doesn't actually love me? Guys, dogs don't have emotions. Your dog doesn't love you. You've kidnapped an animal. You're keeping him enslaved, and he just likes you because you feed him. He will eat your corpse if you die. People say, dogs don't eat corpses, just cats eat corpses. That's not true. A starving dog will also eat you. We looked it up. I've been doing the education. I did the research.
You ain't got the answers, man. I've been doing this more than you. You ain't been doing the education.
Bro. Next. The last meme is one of the funniest memes I saw in a while. When we get to it, dude, I was laughing out loud when I saw it. It took me a minute to get it, but anyway, we'll get there soon. Different types of fangs. Twilight, Underworld, Dracula, County Fair after midnight. Dang! What the? Hold on, where's Oh! Cats don't love nothing. Well, no animals love things. They don't have emotions. WNBA warns if you throw anything on the court, you will be forced to attend 10 more WNBA games. Dang. No. No. That would be horrible. Next. Woman shoots man 17 times. By miracle, no shots hit the target. Miracle. Look at her eyes. That's not a miracle. There's no surprise here.
Two mentals don't make a non-mental.
Next. Okay, I just found out that I can overnight ship camel spiders to your house for $60 to $100. So if you have done me wrong, you have 24 hours to get your apologizing done. Otherwise, I'm sending you as a camel spider in the mail. No. If I see one of them spiders, I feel like a beta.
Beta!
I do not like that. That is, I don't even like looking at it. Get it off the screen. California and hell. Let's compare California and hell. Constantly on fire? Both of them. Place of sin? Both of them. High housing costs? Nope. Hell is free. You can go to hell for free. You can actually make money doing things that will get you sent to hell. So hell's winning right now. Communists? Check, check. People want to get out. Check, check. Governed by an imbecile. I'm actually going to disagree with the meme here. I don't think Satan's an idiot. I think Satan is very smart. In fact, Satan's probably the most intelligent or intellectual being that ever lived. Because God is about knowledge and wisdom. Christ is about knowledge and wisdom. Knowledge puffs up, love builds up. Intelligence, intelligentsia, intellectualism, that's of Satan. So I would say this is wrong here. Satan's actually a genius. Probably has 6,000 IQ. And then traffic. No traffic in hell. So, I mean, if we're looking at this, seems like hell is a better place to live than California. Wow. Who would have knew?
No offense, but it sounds like some fucking commie gobbledygook.
Next. My forearms, my butt cheeks. I can't show you my butt cheeks, but this is very accurate. My forearms be dark in the summer. I'm looking like mocha latte, looking like a Mexican. But my butt cheeks still white as a summer's moon, a full summer's moon. Whiter than rice and a glass of milk and a paper plate in a snowstorm. Humans do not really know what love is. Most, not all. Next. The hacker who doesn't understand why he can't see my password. Me, who set my password as 8 asterisks. High IQ move. High IQ move right there.
You ain't got the answers, man. I've been doing this more than you. You ain't been doing the education.
Bro. Next. He's not dead, and he remembers the door. Titanic 2, Jack's Revenge. Dang. This would be a good movie right here. Get him, Jack. You going down, Rose. That would be a good movie. Next. My morning walk. 2 sprinklers counterclockwise. 2 sprinklers counterclockwise, 1 clockwise, different speeds. Super Mario First Edition prepared me for this moment. It's the fire bars in the castle. Dude, I think this every time there's fireworks on this, or sprinklers on the sidewalk like this, I gotta time this. These are fire bars. We get through. I want this movie now. I'm sporting one hell of a farmer's tan myself. Yeah. Next. I meet someone. We talk. I explain the satanic elites are trying to kill us all. They leave. This is why I'm an incel. I can't help who I am. I can't help that when I meet a nice lady, I start talking and she runs away very fast. I can't help it. It's just who I am. It's not my fault. It's involuntary. I just be myself and they just run away screaming. It's not my fault I'm chasing them with a knife. Next. I've been saying electric cars are a health disaster for over a decade, telling people they are sitting on huge batteries expelling large amounts of radiation, which is amplified by the fact you're sitting in a metal cage, but no one wanted to listen. Well, now they are listening. Yes, the electric cars blow up, but we covered a story years ago about a guy who wanted to off himself and his whole family. So him and his wife and his 3 kids were in a Tesla, and he drove the Tesla off a huge cliff, and it flew hundreds of feet through the air, and it landed face down, boom, on the rocks below, and everyone survived. Teslas may explode easy, but if you roll a Tesla or if you drive a Tesla off a cliff, everybody's safe. It's true. We cover multiple stories about, like, if they roll or if you crash into something or drive off a cliff, they're very safe. Just don't let them catch on fire. If it catches on fire, you need to run because they will explode on your ass. Next. A photographer's dual perspective photo demonstrates how easily the media can manipulate reality. Look at this. This is the picture. It's a lot of people packed on the street waiting in line. But in real life, from a different angle, this is actually the picture. It's really not that bad. It's like COVID time. They're like 6 feet apart. But in this picture, it looks like that's pretty crazy how perspective with cameras, the media can use that to change things. Unsolved mystery. Next. Before calculators, people used an abacus. An abacus. I don't even know who ABBA is, but I know KISS, and I know before calculators we used an abacus. So I'm guessing this is the group ABBA. Cool. Next. Present tense, past tense. Seahorse, sawhorse. Seahorse, sawhorse. Present, past. Get it? Get it? Good joke, huh? No? Nobody's laughing? Next. Me, please bring me a screwdriver. Wife, flathead, Phillips, or vodka. And that was when I knew she was the one. Well, if she's your wife, you're already married to her. It should say girlfriend. Me, please bring me a screwdriver. Girlfriend, flathead, Phillips, or vodka. And that's when I knew I would marry that woman. Nice. Next. If Pompeii happened today. If Pompeii happened today, we'd have a bunch of frozen casts in the lava of girls taking selfies of their butt. Dang, I'd hit it. Oh, man. Next. Have you been mocking us since the beginning of recorded civilization? Yes. Look at this ancient art. It's the same thing. Look at that. They've been doing this, the memes. They were doing memes since the beginning of time. Next. No matter how bad your day was, I doubt it was worse than this. Wait. Oh my God. Wait. When I saved this in my phone, I thought the squirrel's foot was caught in the thing. That is not the squirrel's foot. His feet are both right here. That's the squirrel's nuts. Squirrel nuts. The squirrel's caught by the nuts in this thing. No. Poor squirrel. Oh my God. It makes me uncomfortable just thinking about it. What the? Next. Since Adam and Eve were never kids, imagine how horrified they probably were when their kids' teeth started falling out for no reason. Yeah. Adam, what's going on? I don't know, Eve. His teeth are falling out. It's radiation. There was no radiation because the firmament hadn't broke yet. So why are the teeth falling out? They would have been losing their minds. God, help us. Tell us why this is happening. Nope. You ate the fruit. You have knowledge of good and evil. Figure it out, Adam and Eve. Next. Wednesday, September 24th, Ballapalooza, 5,000 golf balls will be dropped from a helicopter for a chance to win great prizes, sponsored by the New Curative Rehabilitation Incorporated, with all proceeds going directly into the brain injury program. They're going to drop 5,000 golf balls out of the sky, and the proceeds go to a brain injury program. That makes sense. That makes sense. Next. Grapes recorded in 2000. I don't know if these numbers are accurate, but England and Wales, 8,000. England and Wales in 2023, 68,000. Germany, 8,000. Germany, 39,000. I don't know if this is accurate, but I would not be surprised. I would not be surprised. That's what happens when you have open borders to all the muzzies. Damn, son, he's going to need some therapy after that. Next. Mommy, look, BLM protesters. Don't look at them, Ricky. I don't want you to be influenced by the, oh, no, Ricky, Grandpa was right. The kid went the other way. He didn't join BLM. He joined up with another group. Poor Ricky. Ricky, what are you doing, Ricky? Ebla.
How about no?
Next. When my kids ask me why people have red eyes in old photos, I'll tell them they're too young to remember the demon uprising of 1980. I wonder what happened in England during that time. Yeah. Yep. Next. 127 years of catastrophic sea level rise from climate change. 1898 to 2025. Looks about the same. Looks like there hasn't been much change. I don't know if the global warming or global cooling or sea level change. Maybe it just doesn't work in New York. I don't know. It only works in California, I guess. I don't know.
Beta.
Next. Health tip. Don't take health advice from people who think the world is overpopulated. Facts. Do not take health advice from Bill Gates. That's so funny. That's why I don't eat freaking lobsters or anything like that, because they're alive when you kill it. Lobsters. The only animal that's alive when you kill it. All animals are alive when you kill them. What the? Dang.
You ain't got the answers, man. I've been doing this more than you. You ain't been doing the education.
Bro.
New normal homes, living room. Look at these new normal homes. These are single family houses. My apartment's living room is bigger than this. That's crazy. Next. If you take the ice bin out, you'll get endless ice. Stupid. Next. Speed run. When you're watching your parents struggle to assemble a 3-person tent, and you begin to wonder what type of life can these people even offer you. Facts.
2 mentals don't make a non-mental.
Next. Cats aren't alive. Gavin Newsom vows to double California's violent crime if Trump doesn't stop cleaning up D.C. Beta. Gavin, why are you gay?
Why are you gay?
Next. George Washington said, me and my homies would have been stacking bodies by now. Bodies. So true. Anybody, people are like, well, the founding fathers didn't intend it that way. And what about the Constitution? And da-da-da. Dude, the founding fathers would have been piling up bodies by now. Talking about the founding fathers and the Constitution. None of it. They'd be turning over in their graves if they saw half the crap that's happening right now. That's right. I don't know what I'm looking for.
There is a man, baby.
Next. This is the one. This is so funny. When you are finally happy, but life has other plans. Look, this kid's so happy. He's jumping for joy. Yay! Everything's great. I'm happy. But this German shepherd has a change of the plans. Change in plans for this guy. Your happy day, oh happy day, ha. Your happy day is about to abruptly stop being so happy. This is about to be bad. Damn. No, I'm not gay.
I am not gay. I have relationships with women and sex with men.
And I got news for you.
That
That means you're gay.
Next. Stop chewer, chew stopper. He should have, this is the last meme. He should have sprayed some of this chew stopper on the nuts. Chew stopper. We need some chew stopper in here. Unfortunately, The bottle of Chew Stopper got chewed up by the dog. Wah, wah, wah. Wah, wah, wah. And that is it for the speed run memes. All right. We got to do funny reels, rapid fire news. I got to get through this quick so that we can have, I'm not going to have a full hour, but I want to get to this Moses, Egypt and Moses stuff because we got quite a bit for that segment. We covered some of it the other night, but I might have to do some of it in like a, we could always do in a Bible study. I could go deeper into it. The Egyptology of Moses thing. Senenmut. Is Moses Senenmut? Before we do that, we have some memes and some reels and some, or we did the memes. We have some reels and some rapid fire. So let me fix this again. All right. All right. All right. All right. Okay. All right. Let's watch some funny reels. Here we go. Try not to laugh at this Asian guy. Let's listen to this based Asian guy.
Fucking lady comment on my shit, say, go back to China. Bitch, I born in fucking San Jose, California. I am American, an Asian American. What the fuck do I go to China for, huh? That ain't even my country, bitch. I ain't even Chinese. Why the fuck do I have to go to China? Well, if you tell me to go back, bitch, tell me to go back to fucking California. I'm in Louisiana now, you heard me? Shit, I work in fucking...
He said, I'm in Louisiana now, you heard me? He said, you heard me? I'm in Louisiana now, you heard me?
70 hours per week, bitch. Do you know how much I pay taxes for that shit? Most of y'all Americans stay the fuck at home and got the EBT.
The EBT?
And a fucking unemployment on the welfare shit, and y'all tell me to go back to my fucking country. Who gonna pay the taxes and give y'all the money to spend on them? What, you don't know?
So good. All right.
In the United States.
This is, I haven't watched this. It's 3 minutes. I don't know if we're going to watch the whole thing, but apparently this is like going viral. This is a guy doing a speech. The most explosive anti-illegal immigrant rant you'll hear all day. Let's hear it. I haven't watched this yet.
I know most of you are probably from Mexico where you don't have the First Amendment, but that's something we have here where we have the right to freedom of speech. And I just wanted to say something too. It's true. You guys don't have a First Amendment. You don't have respect for civil liberties or rights. But that's okay. I'm speaking. Thank you. So anyways, the point I'd like to make here is a couple things. One, these people here are, passionately talking about ICE agents coming into their communities and you don't know their identities. Well, you know who we really don't know the identities of? Any of the illegal aliens who've been invading our country for the past 60 years. Yeah, how about when you see the farm worker, is that going to be like the same farm worker that murdered Molly Tibbetts? Yeah, how do you know when the Honduran fruit seller is out there, how do you know he didn't rape one of the many women who came up here? According to the Univision study done in 2015, 80% of women who come to this country are trafficked and raped. Now, how do we know they're not one of those rapists? How do we know they're not one of those rapists?
Excuse me.
So that's the first
Let him
thing.
talk.
That's the first thing. I think ICE should be allowed to act with impunity. I think they should go to every Home Depot. I think they should go to every school, every quinceañera, and build the wall and deport
every quinceañera? Damn. Dude's a savage.
Every single one of these guys, because they don't make our country great. They make it worse. They bring it down. They use public services, and Americans are sick and tired of it. We're sick and tired of it in our country. This same city council in Costa Mesa, if you vote to make these people take their masks off, this was the same city that was arresting people for refusing to wear masks during COVID. So now what is it? Now what is it? When we want to enforce the law and take our country back, you want to put the man in danger? Is that what you want to do? No. And let me mention this. Let me end on this. Let me end on Let me end on this.
Let's
Let
hear
me
it.
end on this. Let me end on this.
Excuse me, let's hear the man.
You know, people are out here quoting Martin Luther King, who is a plagiarist and a rapist. They're out here
And a
saying other
socialist.
things. I'm gonna give a quote. I'm gonna give a quote from John Jay, who signed the Treaty of Paris in our American Revolution, and from Federalist Number 2. With equal pleasure, I have as taken often notice that Providence has been blessed to give this country to one united people, a people descended from the same ancestors, speaking the same language, professing the same religion, attached to the same principles of government.
Let's go.
Manners and customs, and who, by their joint councils, arms, and efforts, fighting side by side throughout a long and bloody war.
That's your 3 minutes. That's your 3
They
minutes,
cut him.
sir.
They cut his mic. He's quoting the Federalist Papers. They cut his mic. Same nation, same ancestry, same culture and practices and religion in the Federalist Papers. Let's go.
3 minutes. That's your 3 minutes. That's your 3 minutes.
Dude, people ain't playing the BS anymore. We're not going along with the hokey doke anymore. It's about to be on like Donkey Kong up in America. Founding fathers are turning over in their graves right now with all this bull crap I hear. Let's continue. That got me hyped up, man. I need to listen to that as my alarm in the morning. Dang. That was strong. One day we're going to do a long... Probably when I finish the Bible, we'll do morning reading streams where we just read boring stuff like the Federalist Papers. We're going to read through all of them. All right, I got something for King. Where's King Blackout? He's going to love this one because he hates Lil Wayne. He's going to love this. Here's Wheezy.
That's the street when Jay spell like Jay walking. Moolah, baby! Wheezy. I took a picture of a spider calling webcam. Yeah, Moolah, baby! Wheezy. Yeah, I dropped my phone and she tried to call a screensaver. Wheezy. That don't frosted flake, I'm a stereo killer. Yeah, Moolah, baby! Hello, Domino's. Yeah.
Yeah.
Number 7. And the F is for feta cheese. Tomato tuna. There we go. She licked me like a lollipop. Yeah.
Yeah.
She licked me like... Wheezy. She had birth on the steps, called a step child. Yeah. Yeah, tomato tuna. Got my grandma on speed dial. Call me Instagram. Wheezy.
Got my grandma on speed dial. Call it Instagram. Yeah. Okay. Oh, man. Yeah. Domino's. Let me get a number 7. And the F is for feta cheese. Yeah. We got another one of these. These are funny. If Pokemon was in the hood.
Zero Bay! Tweezer, go! A tweaker type. A cop type? Tweakazar, use Fat Punch. Did you get drugs in the Pokeball again? Officer Obey, use Mag Dump. Tweakazar, use Meth Kick. Hey, you got dollar in there? No! We got dollar. Let me get dollar. Come on. Tweakazar, no! I win either way. Fuck! Negative, I choose you. Niga. Negative, use We Don't Run Them Ones. Niga! Officer Obey, use racial profiling. If he's white, don't fight. If he has melanin, turn him to a skeleton. Damn it, man. Hey, I'm all out of Pokemon. You win. Officer Obey, use excessive force. What are you doing? No, what are you doing? What are you doing? Stop resisting, nigga! Officer Obey!
Stop resisting. Okay. One more. This is the new Nintendo ad. Okay.
I'm Ron Funches, the new president of Nintendo of America.
And I understand you've had some questions about our dynamic pricing when it comes to Switch 2 games. Some of our games are going to be the standard $60 price.
And they're going to
those are
suck.
gonna suck. However, there'll be good games like Mario Kart World. That'll be $80. Why? Because fuck you, that's why. Mario Kart's a great game. We put a cow in it this time. And so if you want to look at cow titties while you drive across the land, you better pay $80. And if you think that's rough, oh, you better watch out when the new Pokemon game comes out. It's going to be $2,000 a month. And you're going to have to suck my dick. Why? Because we know these are stressful times. And when they are, well, you'll do just about anything to feel like a kid again with no responsibilities, huh? And who was there for you back then? Mario, Toad, Luigi, Princess Peach. And we're still here for you now, if you can afford it.
Okay. You're going to have to suck my dick. All right. Rapid fire news. I don't have a lot of time for this. There's been a bunch of crazy fires in Salt Lake City. Fear Factory fire was caused by unattended cooking or warming fire, SLC Fire says. So a lot of people, basically there was a fire at this Fear Factory place, which is one of the haunted houses that we have in Salt Lake. The haunted houses are like a big business out here. I think all the Mormons at Halloween time, they like to go to a haunted house. So there's a bunch of like big buildings that are only open for a chunk of the year around Halloween. And they're just giant haunted houses, and they pull in tons of money so that they can own huge chunks of property and do nothing with it the whole year, except for during Halloween time. But the Fear Factory is one of them, and it caught on fire. And apparently it was some hobos with like a little warming fire, but everybody's like, it's the middle of summer. It's 90 degrees. Why would they need a warming fire? Well, maybe they're cooking fire. They could have been cooking food.
New developments tonight. We're learning what caused that fire that burned the Utah Halloween staple Fear Factory.
That company, though, they're pointing their finger at their neighbors. The Salt Lake Fire Department says a neighboring homeless camp on Union Pacific property is who started this fire. The Fear Factory co-founder says they, as well as police, reported the camp to Union Pacific, but say no one did anything about it. Well, Union Pacific denied those accusations. They say they did work with police to remove those encampments. Fear Factory, though, they say its 2025 season is set to open as scheduled.
So there's the Fear Factory fire. We have Ogden apartment building fire displaces residents and causes $600,000 in damage. This is going to play an ad, and I don't have time to watch the ad.
No matter what.
Ogden fire, apartment fire. So, and then a week or two ago, I told you about the fire at the restaurant that did like $4 million in damage, shut down 5 restaurants on Main Street in downtown. Then while I was doing a gaming stream last week, before I had to go to work, I don't know if you guys were in the stream or in the chat, but I started smelling and I was like, I thought something was burning in my apartment, or I thought my air conditioner was broke because it smelled like smoke in my apartment. And when I went outside, I realized there must be a fire nearby, and I was walking Echo and it smelled like smoke everywhere. And then sure enough, I hear sirens. And then the next night it was the same thing. It's like every night there's a fire somewhere in the city, and it's the same thing in Ogden, and it's the same thing in Provo. And if you read the comments on the Facebook posts, no, there's a serial arsonist going around the city. There's no way this is a coincidence. I doubt it was the homeless. People saying it wasn't the homeless people. I hope this narrative doesn't incite generalizations and engender anti-altruism. Shut up, dude. More space for more apartments. SLC's agenda for the next 4 years. So all these random fires in SLC, suspicious as fuck. Any haunted place with address 666 can burn all the way to the ground. Yeah, Fear Factory is, the address is 666, but Mormons scared burned it down. Warming fire in July? You need to get the fuck out of downtown. Yeah. Wagira lives near here. You seen this? There's fires multiple fires every week. And it's not, this time of the year, we get a couple brush fires. That's typical. And we did have a wildfire recently in the Mapleton foothills, as you can see here. But these structural fires, I've never seen it like this. It's like apartments, businesses, buildings. Every week, there's a different one. And they're big fires. And so the community, the people are saying serial arsonist. So sad. Arsonist, I tell you. Sure, a lot of apartment fires in Ogden. Prayers to all involved. I feel like we've had a lot of fires in this area in the last couple months. Sure have been a lot of apartment fires in Ogden. Bro, what is happening with buildings catching on fire in Utah? How many does that make this month? I'm no fireman. It's got to be arson. Are you allowed to smoke in the apartments? My apartments won't let you. Someone has made them a hornet arson for sure. I believe we have an arsonist at work. Planned attackers. Some people are thinking it's a land grab, that it's like the government's doing it. There was one brush fire that we had in West Valley like 2 weeks ago where they had pictures of a guy leaving the scene who was setting fires. So there's either a serial arsonist or somehow the government is using homeless. This is the conspiracy theory. I don't have no backing or no evidence for this. I think there is evidence that there might be a serial arsonist running around, but I'm going to take it a little farther because our mayor is an evil woman. I'm just throwing this out there. They want to buy up land. They tried to rezone and they couldn't rezone. They wanted to rezone and get rid of a bunch of single family houses and businesses and turn them into residential multi-person living where they have like 5 apartments connected to one living room and one bathroom and one kitchen. It's called communal living. It's some commie gobbledygook. Where is it?
No offense, but it sounds like some fucking commie gobbledygook.
Anyway, are you kidding me? Another one, another apartment fire. I guess it's an attack on investors. Another one. Somebody is setting these. I wonder how many of these fires are caused by the new meters. Again, Christ, what is going on? It was my sister's apartment. So this is just some of them. And it's crazy how many there have been. So I don't know. I don't know what's going on, but I'll keep you updated if we get any new details. Also, thanks for the super chat. I've been broke my whole life. Now money right. You guys are making Wagira carry all the weight tonight. We're at 4 of 10 of the goal. We only got 30 minutes left in the show. Just to burn through some of these stories. That's a funny one. Kilmar Abrego was detained by ICE. He's turned himself in. He turned himself in and he got deported. So he got his due process. And once he found out he was looking at doing 20 years in prison for human trafficking, then he decided to self-deport. Oh, yeah. So wait, we sent him away to El Salvador to prison. He got released and sent back. We found out he was a criminal and he was going to do 20 years in prison. And now he's self-deporting himself. Fucking retarded liberals. Due process. We need due process. Shut up. Shut up. This is the guy that you championed. So stupid. I'm so sick of it. What else we got? Let's close these. Couple small stories and then one more little segment. I haven't read this yet. U.S. confirms first travel-associated human screwworm case connected to Central America outbreak. Is this the new COVID? Screwworms. We got screwworms coming, guys. A traveler from El Salvador has been diagnosed with a terrifying flesh-eating parasite, New World screwworm. Federal health screwworm, that's what they used to call me in high school. Federal health officials said Monday the first reported case in the U.S. tied to travel country with a current outbreak. The parasite, a type of fly, was discovered on August 4th in a person who had recently arrived in Maryland from Central American country where an outbreak is currently unfolding. Well, good thing we don't have open borders anymore. We don't have to worry about screw worms. Cattle ranchers in Texas have previously been on high alert for screwworm investions. Screwworm investions in their livestock. What is an investion? Is this supposed to say infestation? Investion. Is that a word? Anyway, so we got a screwworm outbreak. Be careful, guys. Get your screwworm Vaseline. Israel updates, of course. Every week we have to see that Israel hits another hospital, killing a bunch of children and journalists. Whatever. Israel hits Gaza hospital, killing at least 20 people, including 5 journalists. I really don't care. I'm not going to spend a lot of time on that. There's always a headline every day about Russia is killing all the Ukrainians and Israel's killing all the Palestinians. I don't believe war propaganda 99% of the time. I think it's BS, just to make people emotional and pick a side. And now I guess the popular thing is to be on the side of Palestine. So Israel bad is what the narrative is. No, they don't maintain the front. No, it's a typo. Yeah. Get an editor. Fire department rescues 40-year-old stuck in a playground tube slide. Why is a 40-year-old on a playground in the first place? And why is he in the tube slide? Was he trying to get some unsuspecting children sliding down the slide? Could you imagine you're a little kid and you shoot down the slide and there's just a man in there like, hey, kitty. And he's stuck in the slide. And now you're stuck in the slide too. And there's, what the heck? Oh, man. Where's a picture of the guy? I bet you he's a big guy. They had to saw him out. Look, he's up here. This guy got stuck in a slide. Don't forget to pre-order your copy of JS's book, JS Gay Mormon Adventures. Oh, my God. Thank you for the super chat, even though that's not true. It's fake news. I've been broke my whole life. Now money right. Fake news. I'm not making a book called Gay Mormon Adventures. Oh, there he is. He's not even that big. How did this idiot get stuck in the tube slide? What was he smoking crack in there? Oh, he was trying to do something with children. I think there's more to this story. I think he was hiding in the tube slide to get little kids. Why is this guy at the playground sliding down the slide at 40? What the heck? All right, last but not least, federal government has said we got to remove all the freaking gayness in the streets. And so Florida-based DeSantis is coming in, making sure it gets done. Reactions pour in over removal of Pulse Rainbow Memorial Crosswalk. So the Pulse nightclub shooting, pretty sure it was a Muslim guy who went to a gay club and he killed a bunch of people. And they painted the sidewalk gay in honor of the victims. You know, a mural for the victims, I respect it, but does it have to be a mural to their gayness? Is that how we honor their lives? By promoting gayness? Federal government started cracking down on public buildings and streets being used for political statements. This is what I said years ago when they were painting rainbows and BLM signs on the street. That means local government has set a precedent that we can make political statements on taxpayer-funded properties. But then they argued, well, it's not a political statement. It's a social statement. It's a socio-political statement. If you have BLM on the street, then I should be able to petition my government to put White History Month on the street or Trump 2024 on the street. And if you deny me, I should be able to sue you because you can't pick political messages that you want to do and not allow other political messages on the street. If we have free speech and you've set the precedent that the public roadway is now a place for political speech, then I should be able to put political speech on the road too. But anyway, Trump says no more. Tampa is freaking out because DeSantis is moving in and he is erasing all the gayness from the streets. No more Black Lives Matter. No more rainbows in the road. And people in St. Pete did a petition and they made a request to keep their gay road crosswalk. And the government said, nope, nope, it's gone. Let's go. We're saving America, one gay mural at a time.
Street art at several intersections. Over street art and murals across Florida, the state has just rejected the city of St. Pete's request to allow it to keep its street art at several intersections. Now, this comes after the Florida Department of Transportation ordered local governments to remove artwork on streets that could violate state guidelines.
This week, the city wrote a letter to FDOT identifying.
Took them long enough. Jeez. We've been talking about this for 4 years.
Artwork in 5 locations. Fox 13's Kylie Jones spoke to the mayor about why they think it should stay. Kylie.
Well, Haley, this right here is one of the murals that the city of St. Pete was asking FDOT to allow it to keep. State transportation officials have said artwork like this could pose safety risks on the road. In that letter,
That's a cop-out. It's not a safety risk because there haven't been 10-car pileups every weekend at this intersection. People are still driving fine there. Tell it like it is. Say it's a political statement, and we can't have political statements on public roadways. Government, taxpayer-funded political messaging in public roadways? No, you can't do that. If you're going to do that, then you have to be fair with it. If I want to put, I don't know, any White History Month on the road, then the government should pay for it. Do it. Make it. And if you don't, I'm going to sue you.
the city of St. Pete said crash data shows otherwise. But in the last half hour, we've learned.
So they used a cop-out excuse. They said it's a safety concern. And then rightfully, the government of St. Pete says, okay, well, look at the crash data. It's not like there have been more crashes there since we painted it. What are you talking about? It's not a safety issue because you're copping out. Tell it like it is. Say what it is. We don't want gay rainbows in the road. That's it. We don't want political messaging on public streets. Duh. You say it's a safety concern, and then they pull up the statistics and say, no, it's not. There's not been any extra crashes here.
That FDOT has denied the city's request to exempt murals at 5 locations from removal. Now, the Florida...
Yeah, kiss your Black Lives Matter and your rainbows goodbye. All right, guys. That's it for all that. We're at 5 of 10 of the goal. I only have 30 minutes to do the last segment here, which is not going to be enough time. We're going to have to probably read some of this and move it over to a Bible study. Maybe in the morning we can go over it more, but I have time to touch on it. So we'll basically, the idea is this comes from a short I saw. I'm going to play the short for you. Talked about it with Freddie a little bit, but I want to really read into the article and look into the history so that I can, commit it to memory and all that. Was Moses in Egyptian history? Because Freddie's made this argument against me before. He said there's no Egyptian archaeological evidence of anything that happened in the Bible. If this story is true and that Egypt enslaved all of these people from Israel, and then Moses comes along and has this big exodus where they all leave and all these plagues happen and lots of people die. There should be some record of it in Egyptology, in hieroglyphs, in Egypt's history. We should see some evidence of it. And this is how people will discredit the Bible and the historicity of the Bible. They'll say there's no evidence in Egyptology. But that's not true. There is some possible evidence, and that's what we're going to look at. So, first I'll play.
Why don't the Egyptians?
First, I'll play you the short, And then we will bring up some of the things he references in the short. Suck it up, gents. Give JS some money. That's right. We're at 5 of 10. We got 5 more to go. Only 20 minutes. Come on now. All right, here we go.
Record Moses.
Record Moses.
I mean, yeah, I think you touched on this. Like,
Yeah.
they don't really.
A better question is, if they recorded Moses and then all of this stuff happened, would the next Pharaoh want to keep that as part of their history, or would he do something proactively to erase that history so that people in the future don't know about it? We see this all the time in modern history with rewriting history, changing the narrative. They say the victor tells the story. If something like this happened in Egypt, why would future pharaohs want people to remember that? They would erase that history. So do we see any evidence of that history being erased? Let's see.
Talk about people who are adversaries. And
Right. That's part of it, but there is a figure in Egyptian history known as Senenmut. Senenmut, which means mother's brother. I know it's an odd name. We talked about this at one point in here. When you go to Hatshepsut Temple, which is not far from the Valley of the Kings, this temple, if you walk this way, right over here, down a hill, is Senenmut's tomb. And Senenmut, some are saying now, was Moses. And there's an article on the Armstrong Institute website called "Is This Moses?"
So that article is right here. And I was going to read through this whole thing, which would take quite a while. So what we might do is tomorrow morning, instead of doing typical Bible study and just reading the Bible, I might just read through all of this tomorrow morning. So make sure you guys are subscribed and you got the bell turned on, and we can go deeper into it. We skimmed through some of it with Freddie the other night in the stream, and it was funny because Freddie's like, have you ever heard of Bithyia? And as he said it, I was scrolling, and it says right here, is that the Bithyia, the daughter of Pharaoh? The Bible talks about Bithyia. And then this goes into who potentially Bithyia is. And so maybe tomorrow we'll read through all of this in the morning and dig into this deeper, because I want to read this whole thing. And it's about 5,000 words, so it wouldn't take too long to read through it all. But there's the article, but since I don't have a lot of time, we'll just play this video, or play this and then one more video.
Senenmut, is this Moses? And he makes a case that the figure in Egyptian history known as Senenmut is Moses. All right. Now, what does Moses means? I think out of the water or something like that. You know, when Daniel and Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego went to Babylon, what did they do? They gave them a new name, right? They're discipling them into their new worldview, their new religion. So Moses was given a different name as an Egyptian official, if this theory is true. And when you read about it, I mean, it's 95% of the way there. There's some unanswered questions, but it really seems, because the tomb is never used. It's abandoned. Gee, I wonder why. Because after Moses left Egypt and then came back to bring his people out of the
Look at those dinosaur pyramids.
land, obviously he never went back after that. Where's he buried? He's buried on Mount Nebo, which is present-day Jordan. He doesn't even go into the promised land. So his tomb isn't used. So Senenmut could be Moses.
And that's what we're trying to figure out today. So this ties in with Hatshepsut. Hatshepsut is apparently the woman who raised, allegedly, if the story's right, this is some of the connections they're trying to make, is that Hatshepsut was she was a pharaoh's sister, I believe, and she was the one who raised Moses. If this is correct, she actually becomes pharaoh at one point. A woman pharaoh, crazy. I know, they're woke. They're woke over there in Egypt.
Beta.
But she becomes pharaoh, and then Moses happens, and then when she's not pharaoh, the next pharaoh comes because Moses leaves for 40 years, comes back. There's a new pharaoh in charge, who is Amenhotep the first, I believe, and all this stuff happens. Pharaoh gets killed. The Egyptians leave. They kill him in the Red Sea. The plagues happen. All of this stuff happens. The Exodus happens. And so then later, when Amenhotep II is pharaoh, he wants to erase this history because basically the gods of Egypt got smacked down. They got bitch slapped by the God of Abraham. Moses made a joke out of Egypt. So Amenhotep II, a future pharaoh, he wants to change this history. He wants to erase Hatshepsut from the history. So you might, see things. We should see hieroglyphs that are maybe rubbed out or scribbled over, trying to erase the history of Hatshepsut under the authority of Amenhotep II. And that's what this video shows us right here. Mortuary Temple of Hatshepsut in Luxor, Egypt.
The 1619 project was not the first attempt to rewrite history. They tried to rewrite history in ancient Egypt as well. We're in the Hatshepsut Temple. And she was the woman that pulled Moses out of the water and later for a time became Pharaoh herself. Well, her name has been scratched out of her temple at certain points by Amenhotep II. He tried to replace his name with it. Why? Because Amenhotep II was the Pharaoh of the Exodus who got dope slapped by Yahweh and Moses, and he didn't want any memory of Hatshepsut who brought up Moses. So he tried to...
Now, it can't be that Amenhotep II was the pharaoh during the Exodus. He has to be the following pharaoh because that pharaoh was killed in the Red Sea. Unless, I can't remember, does it say that the pharaoh was killed or just his soldiers was killed? Maybe he sends them out and all of his soldiers are killed and he survives. But I'm pretty sure, if I remember correctly, that he dies with them. So that would have been Amenhotep I, and then Amenhotep II would be his son who would have been back in Egypt still. Not his first son, because his first son would have been killed in the Passover, but his second son, who would have taken the throne and become the new pharaoh, that would be Amenhotep II, and then he would want to erase the history of his father getting beat by Moses and Hatshepsut taking care of Moses. He would want to erase all that history. That would make more sense to me. But I'm not sure if it says that the pharaoh dies in the Red Sea. Maybe just his soldiers die and he stays on the shore. I can't remember. Well, I'm pretty sure he goes with him and he gets taken out too.
Take over this temple for himself, even though it was built by Hatshepsut, probably designed by Moses himself. In fact, some people say Moses's Egyptian name was Senenmut, and Senenmut's grave, or I should say tomb, is almost under this temple, at the front of this temple. That tomb was never used. It was destroyed because Moses obviously left Egypt, went to Midian for 40 years, and when he came back, he was not going to be buried here. He took the Israelites just outside the Promised Land.
Now, I don't know if Frank can read hieroglyphs, but what they're trying to imply with that video is that that's evidence of hieroglyphs being changed to erase Hatshepsut and replace it with Amenhotep II. Now, these are just short videos. We really need to read through this full article to really get the understanding, but I don't have time to do it right now. But we do have some other... Oh, what the heck? Why is this not going to work? Huh. Well, that article's not going to work. But we do have a shorter article here that I have time to read. Is Senenmut the biblical Moses? This is from buyerself.com.co. Is Senenmut the biblical Moses? More evidence by Richard Keyes. This is July 18th, 2025. So this is new stuff that they're finding. Me and my friend decided to turn a post I wrote about the parallels between Senenmut and the biblical Moses into a video. Since then, I came across some more information that supports the case. I mentioned that Moses and the historical figure called Senenmut would have been in Egypt during the 18th dynasty. Well, during the excavations of the archaeologist Ron Wyatt, he found an interesting discovery around the location of the Sea of Reeds. The Bible calls it the Red Sea. This location near Egypt is split into two, the Gulf of Suez, where the Suez Canal is, and the other is called the Gulf of Aqaba. Right next to the Gulf of Aqaba is a beach. Imagine the Israelites stuck on a beach. They have mountains ahead and behind them. If they try to go left or right, they either run into the Egyptians chasing them or the Sea of Reeds. In this area, Ron Wyatt found a part which was not as deep as the rest of the waters. This is actually old news. We covered this multiple times on the show and in streams and stuff. We've talked about the chariot wheels and the axles that have been found at the bottom of the Red Sea, the shallow part of the Red Sea, which is right by the beach. I forget what the beach is called, but the geography is exactly what is described in the Bible. The beach, the mountains, the way that the mountains drop away and the beach is there. And then there's a shallow part of the Red Sea that almost makes a road across the Red Sea if the waters were to open. And on that road, we find chariot wheels and chariot axles and things like this. I've known about this since I was in second grade, but this is nothing new. Ron Wyatt found part which was not as deep as the rest. Ron went scuba diving and found at the bottom of this part of the sea human fossils, horse hooves, and chariot wheels. He took the pictures to the antiquity department in Egypt, and they said the findings were from the 18th dynasty. How did they know? That is the only dynasty that used 4, 6, and 8-spoked chariot wheels. This supports the timeline of Senenmut and the biblical timeline of Moses in Egypt. The plan is to create a series of videos similar to this, covering all types of historical facts not commonly known or covered. Now, Ron Wyatt, I don't know when he did this, but we were taught about this when I was in school in 2nd, 3rd, 4th grade. I've known about this since I was a little kid. This is nothing new, but I have never heard this. I have heard about the chariot wheels and the terrain looking just like the Bible describes it. We've watched videos on that on the channel, but this Senenmut thing is new to me. So I really want to dive into this article, but I don't have time right now. I need to go. I need to walk Echo, and I need to go to work. So we will tomorrow. The Bible study will be different. We'll do a deep dive in this. We'll read this article and watch some videos, some more videos about this. But I don't have time right now. I've got to head out, guys. I've got to head to work. Thank you for a great show. The Dreaded Conservative Show. It's Monday night, kicking the week off right. Make sure you're subscribed. Make sure you hit the like button on your way out. The world's a crazy place. I just report on it. We do this every Monday night, 6 p.m. Mountain Time, 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern Time. If you're not here, something's wrong. If you're not here, you're queer. If you're not here, there's something wrong with you. So if you like it, tell a friend. If you hate it, tell everybody. We will be back next week. And I do other streams throughout the week. If you're new, make sure you're subscribed. Make sure you hit like. Thank you guys for the 5 super chats. Big ups. Big ups, Wakira. Big ups, Wakira. Elder Lion, and Wagira, the MVPs of the chat. Wagira, the big up MVP, man, with the big super chats. And Elder Lion in second place. Thank you guys. I really appreciate it for the support. But everybody, if you can't, financially support, hey, I ain't mad at you. That's totally fine. As long as you make sure you hit the like button, make sure you subscribe. And you know what? Maybe share it out. If you're in like some Facebook groups or some Reddit groups or X or Discords, when I go live, just share out the stream. Let people know, spread the word. I appreciate it, guys. I'll send you over to is Easy Live? Send you over to Easy Stream. Zeb's live. It doesn't say he's live yet. Is he interviewing Atlas Thugged? It says he's starting at 9, which is in 5 minutes. So we'll send you over there. You can wait in the lobby or whatever, because I do gotta go now. Easy should be starting in like 5 minutes. But God bless you guys. Thank you for hanging out. I appreciate it. And either in the morning or the following morning, we'll look more into this. We'll read this ArmstrongInstitute.org paper and see if we can learn about Moses and Senenmut. So God bless you guys. Have a good one. I'll see you later. We out. Peace.